Welcome to session 38. Was that the clap to get us started? The audio sync clap?
That's what y'all were doing.
It's staying.
Oh my god.
We're doing it.
This is Adventures in Aanthara.
Every single
Clearly
one of us is reading a different book right now.
Yep.
I was like, why is this laughing?
Nothing important or serious is happening right now. This is just all nonsense. Actually, where we do stand, after combing the city for clues, talking to contacts, and otherwise following the trail of the recent night event, the Twilight Heralds have tracked a student of the Arathis Academy of the Arcane named Cyrus Nichols, who has been linked to the kidnapping of Hugo Fournoir by magic left at the scene and forensically discovered by Arcanist Lorelei Bellwhittle, mother of Remy Bellwhittle. And they have tracked him to, or they did track him to his home, and proceeded to attempt to make contact with him. He did not seem willing to be contacted, and then apparently, based off the keen ears of certain members of the party, teleported out into the middle of the street and began running, invisible, to the party. The party gave chase, blind chase, and through a series of lucky, well, first unlucky and then lucky rolls, Eadwyn managed to tackle the invisible, still Cyrus, supposedly, technically you don't know yet, to the ground. And that is where we pick up. Eclipse nearby, and the rest of the party a little ways behind. We rolled for initiative last time, at the end of the session.
We still can't see it, by the way.
We see turn order.
Yeah, that is a
Also
thing.
learned he's not a child.
But that's alright.
That's an important thing.
I don't know why it doesn't show you and remind me to figure that out at some point, but it's fine. You guys normally
has in
can't
the
see the initiative
past.
anyways. Yeah. As it happens, Brightwing and Eadwyn both rolled higher than Cyrus. However, Cyrus has an ability, a class feature called Temporal Awareness, which gives him a bonus to initiative equal to his intelligence. And he also had Gift of Alacrity cast on himself in preparation for the potential discovery, hoping he didn't need to use it. And with those two things added together, he reached a 20 and is the first to go. So,
Well, hell.
yeah. Eadwyn,
Yes.
since you are literally on top of him, you feel the quick movement of hands within somewhat your grasp. You have him tackled, but aren't by any means pinning him. And you hear, muttered under a breath, Lungiac Fortis. And you don't see this initially. Eclipse, neither do you. But Brightwing, Faye, and Yasnip, right in that spot where you see that black ring, you see a small black orb appear in the air about 5 feet off the ground. And it's like... it almost looks like it's swallowing light, and then it begins to blossom outwards very quickly, and you see this sudden line of blackness through it, like in a black hole when you see the event horizon, and it balloons outward to about 5 feet wide. And I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Everyone.
Cool. Wait, including everybody who's not even in range? Like,
Everybody in the party.
You said a con save.
Yes, con save.
Okay.
all of the dice out. Oh, fuck you, Matt! Ah.
Have to be a lot of damage.
Okay.
I don't trust my dice right now. Okay.
Faye.
17.
17. You succeed. You take 13 force damage.
Yep.
And are not pulled. Brightwing.
A 5, Matthew.
You take 26 force damage and feel yourself, through nothing that you can see, gravitationally yanked inwards towards this orb, about 10 feet, stopping right before you hit it. Yasnip.
It's a good thing I have the luck stone, because that adds a 1 to my my Constitution saving throw. So I got a 10.
That's a fail. You take 26 force damage and are pulled adjacent as well. Same feeling. Eclipse.
25.
Woo! You take 13 force damage and are not pulled. Aedwin.
Natural 20 for a 26.
Natural 20 for a 26. I'm going to ask you to re-roll that.
What?
Get! Oh my god!
Hey, Matt.
Oh,
Yes?
dude, I'm at the... Oh,
That's
God.
a 15th level wizard feature.
No.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
I know this game.
It is not. This is
Oh,
Chronal
no.
Shift. It's at second level.
My god.
He's casting a spell as a reaction.
No, it's not a spell. It's a feature.
Regardless,
Second
I
level
fail.
What'd you roll?
Natural
Yeah.
3 for a 9.
Yeah, no, that's going to fail. You take 26 force damage and are pulled.
Wow.
Does he take
Adjacent.
him with him?
Nope, it breaks the grapple,
Damn.
as is the case with forced movement. And Cyrus is going to move.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I will have Brightwing and Eclipse roll a perception check.
$16.
22.
Ooh. Okay. Both of you hear him head what is on hear footsteps moving on what is the map this direction. Downwards.
Okay, so he's running away.
He seems to be running away in somewhere in that direction. The street continues that way and he seems to be running that direction.
God, I'm getting real tired of magical fucking people.
And that is going to be his turn.
Oh, that's right. I'm also last on initiative. I'm pretty
You
sure.
are last in initiative.
Fucking awesome.
Brightwing, you are up. You know the rough direction he went, but you do not know where he is.
There's only one thing I can do. Only one thing. I'm pretty sure. Wait! Well, I don't think that stops him. As we've established, you can just go right through it, correct? You can just go right through a wind wall.
Yeah, he can
Unless you're a, I think, tiny creature or something, yes, you normal-sized creatures can move through it pretty easily. I think you still take damage, but maybe is that true?
You
You
take
do.
damage when it's cast only.
Also,
Yeah.
you'd have to hit him, or if you put it in front and he enters it, correct?
I think so.
No,
No, it's just on
only when you
cast.
cast it.
This is
Damn.
the worst spell.
that is not a great spell.
This is the worst spell. Okay. I'm gonna do the only thing I can think of to slow this guy down. And I'm going to cast Spike Growth. in the
Okay.
path that he's running.
How far ahead of you?
Ugh.
Do you want to center it?
It's a 20-foot radius. How big is the street?
Also, that orb disappears. It blinks in on itself, basically.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Just run around it. Ah!
Here's what I'll say. Roll a d20.
An 8.
Okay. You have... Right Wing has a rough guesstimate of how quickly a normal person could move, assuming he's not sped up by some magic, which you don't know. So you could try to throw it out in the range or area you think he might be at, because it has a radius. Or you could try to throw it ahead of where you think he is if you have the range for that.
I do.
But it's really up to you.
But he could go around it easily because it doesn't take
If
up
you
the
don't
whole space.
if you don't drop it under him, yes, he would theoretically be able to move around it without much issue.
Question.
Yes.
If this is just for future reference, if he does get caught in it, would we be able to see like a blood trail from where it's like damaging him?
Ask Faye.
True. I
It
think
would
Faye
be-
has some opinions.
It would be situational. The amount of blood that Faye was losing is very different from what you would lose from a few pricks of the thorns of spike growth. It would be situational. It's possible.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just try and cast it where she thinks he is.
Okay, how far ahead of you?
Can't do some ruling here. So we thought he was like here, and he's a wizard. He cast something though, so you can only go half away. So I'll cast it.
It is full movement.
Yeah,
He had
No,
to
he
get
didn't.
up.
He was prone.
he had to get up. Oh, that's a great point. So he could probably only get. I'm gonna cast it here then. Gosh, can't. Why can't you show? It's not letting me click on
So
it.
like,
How about you
here?
click where you would like the edge of it to be?
I'm clicking, but I.
Oh.
so
Okay, I
it's
see
not-
it. The red? Oh, no,
No,
that's
that's
gone.
me.
That's you.
you
Yeah,
want
so
it-
one,
you want
one
it?
square, one square above that.
So like here.
Yeah, but one over.
Right here? Right here?
No, the other way.
Right here.
There.
That's gonna get eclipsed.
Okay.
Bruh, you
the
gotta get your
center.
circle
Oh, is that
working.
gonna get eclipsed? That's a great point. If it's gonna
Yeah.
get eclipsed, I don't want to get it.
It's 100% gonna hit eclipse. Yeah.
Okay, well then out. Not hit eclipse.
Okay, so in
That's-
front, but where
Yeah.
center it in front, but where part of it is on that area you
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's where I think.
What if we just like moved everybody up one square, and then just like moved down the map?
I'll do you
Basically.
one better.
Ooh.
show you the rest of the map?
1 second.
I don't know if there is a rest of the map, but we'll see.
Boop. Give me a memento.
We've done it before. We've added
Yeah.
squares.
We can go on the white. That's fine.
Boop.
What the hell?
Okay.
So you're looking at this from a different direction now, as you can tell. You should be able to tell.
Ah.
Is this
The-
where we were?
And the street is a lot more narrow now than it was before, so that's going to change things.
And then, oh goodness.
So is this the street we were on?
No, you're still on the street you were on.
Okay.
We just
Cliff
basically
is
rotated 90
here.
degrees.
Oh.
Right wing is there, and then technically,
Where am I?
Yasnip and Faye are off the map.
Yeah, Osnip got sucked right up next to Brightwing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brightwing or Yasnip failed to save.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Yasnip's right there. Faye is off the map over here by a little bit.
Where was I?
You are where you are.
You got
But
pulled.
where was I before I got
Oh, you were a few feet forward.
like right here?
Yeah.
Okay,
You were ahead of
so he could
Right
be anywhere then.
here, technically, you were 1 ahead of Eclipse. Yep.
You were
Okay.
35 feet away from me when we started.
Okay, so right wing,
Yeah.
spike growth,
Yeah.
spike growth.
Well, it's going to be a lot smaller now because the street we were on was.
Twilight.
Oh, it's huge. Wait, what's
Yeah.
the radius on spike growth?
It's 20-foot radius. Like,
Yeah.
Damn.
That when we got moved to another street, I was like, this street's not.
So technically,
There,
like,
it's
40 feet
close.
diameter.
The dark gray of the street
5
is
feet
not.
versus 40 feet.
It's
It's the like that light tan is part of what you used to see as a dark gray, so it's still about the
Okay.
same.
Oh,
width.
it would
Yeah,
take
yeah,
up the
if that
entire
makes
street
sense.
then. Actually,
Yeah.
now that I think
It
about
would
well,
actually.
it will now, but before
Well, no,
there would have
before,
been 10
because I was
feet on
thinking
either
it was
side.
just 20 feet, but it's 20 feet.
Okay,
Well,
so
yeah,
do you want to
the-
put it like right here?
It's fine.
I can't see where you're pointing at.
It's on. Oh, hold on.
Make
Oop.
sure that you have, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, Matt, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
I can drop it, y'all, whenever. So,
All
yeah.
right. It is out there. Edwin
And
and Eclipse,
can
you
I
see
move?
the entirety of the street in front of you fill with thorny vines. Does anything happen on spike growth if someone is in its radius when you cast it?
The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay, or when it starts its turn and starts moving through it, it would take that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. Is there anything else you want to do? Excuse me.
Can I run up right to where it's ending, like right there, and just make another perception check to see if I can hear where he is from maybe a piercing from a.
As of right now, he's not kind of technically moving, so we're going to keep the perception check you have, which is he's roughly out in front of you in the
But he
angle that
wouldn't
you
take
sent
damage
this
from when
spike
it
growth.
just pops up.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
It
Cool.
happens when you move through
When he
it.
moves. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, hell.
Okay. Anything else? Is that your turn?
I'm gonna bonus action shift, please.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, thanks.
Edwin, it is your turn.
Set the spike growth on fire.
Trust me, I thought about it.
We can bring him back.
But it still doesn't give me any information.
Tommy's under arrest.
It won't matter. Do I have anything at all?
Faye, you're up
No.
after Edwin.
I have nothing. There is just nothing I can do.
You can hold your action.
And do what?
I can drop it as a free action if I see you running.
Yeah, but like
That's not gonna be the
that's still a waste of the spike growth, and it still doesn't give me any new information.
Okay.
Like it doesn't change the fact that I have nothing that I can do.
Can you hold
Well,
a
he goes
perception
before you, so you might be able to hear him beforehand. If you want to, like, after you hear him, you would run. Technically, goes
He's-
before me.
He's going before us. He's gone next round for sure. We
Can
have
you
we
hold
have
the
this
perception
round.
check?
Yes. Typically, I wouldn't make a perception check in action anyways. It's investigation checks that would be. So I would let you make a perception check kind of more as just a free thing that happens if something were to appear or there was a new reason for you to make one,
Okay.
essentially. Like if you were scanning the crowd, maybe it would require something, but that's different.
That's what I mean. If he wants to scout it, try to get a
Yeah.
beat on which direction he's going. That's
There's also a building with a roof next to you if you wanted to get a different vantage point.
I can't climb that shit.
Was my plan.
The bard with no strength says that was my plan, while the buff guy says I can't climb that.
Okay.
I mean,
I had a plan.
the spike growth is not on the roof here, right? Like,
No,
this is-
it
okay.
like butts up against the
Gotcha.
building. Yeah, it doesn't go up on top.
So, okay, so I was standing, what, like here?
yeah.
5,
Yep.
10, 15. How much movement would it take for me to get up there?
If you went straight to the roof and started climbing up rather than taking that angle, it would take
Like-
all your movement to get up onto the roof, and it would take a check.
Okay. Yeah. It's inefficient.
What you
At
doing?
least I don't have a negative strength.
Okay. Well,
Cries and tab.
all right. We're gonna just. Yeah, I think I kind of have to just go for the Hail Mary at this point.
Okay.
So
What's the Hail
we're
Mary?
going to step right here. I'm going to take the 2d4 from spike growth.
Okay. Leah, roll that.
Three.
Okay, so I take 3. And then it's gotta be, yeah. I will use my free cast of Burning Hands to hit this cone in an attempt to try and hit him.
15 feet.
15-foot cone, yes.
Okay. That's a save, right?
Yes, it would be a dexterity save.
Okay.
It only deals 7 points of damage.
Also, to be fair,
Uh,
he hit us first.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what I
fair.
was thinking too.
Mhm.
That
Oh, no.
that's a dirty 20, so I think halves
Yeah.
the damage, correct?
Yeah. The damage
Which
halved.
is so, and it was 7 you rolled.
Yeah.
Okay, needs to make a concentration check.
Something.
It's got to be low. It's got to be super low.
Well,
DC is 10.
11.
Mother.
Damn.
That's that's all I got.
Not a great roll.
Can we get a feeling for maybe residual flame or something that gives us any sort of indicator of where he might be, or
Does
is
the
that
flame wrap around him at all?
did he
Mm,
catch fire?
Good question.
Uh,
Good question.
Eclipse, what is your passive perception?
Hi.
Passive 17.
Okay, I'm gonna Brightwing. Yours is 18 or higher, right?
19.
19. Brightwing is the only one who can make a roll. I will let you make a perception check.
Is this at advantage now that I'm shifted?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. That's why I shifted. Okay, great. Great. That's great. 23.
23.
Come on. Come on. Throw us a bone.
I'm gonna do this essentially. Somewhere in this batch of squares, you are pretty sure is where he is.
It's not showing up, Matt.
I don't see. That's
it.
squares,
Yeah.
Matthew.
Please hold. Boof. Somewhere in that batch of squares.
All right. I will yell that to Aedwin, like right there.
Yeah.
Great. My turn is over.
Which, okay.
Well, there's other people besides you.
Faye, you're up. Yasnip, you're on deck.
I'm like 5 feet off the map, right?
Yes, you are about 5 feet off the map. And one down, technically.
5, 10. That's 10.
Yep.
25, 30.
Yep.
I trusting the reading of spells. I'm
Interesting
going
phrasing.
to. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a paintbrush and cast Art of Arrow. It says you paint an arrow in the air which shoots towards a creature or object within range.
Not that you can see.
Make a ranged spell attack against the target. I'll take the
Hold on.
disadvantage.
Doesn't
Let
say
me
you
just-
can say.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's how Firebolt is worded too. Okay. Yeah, it's like shooting an arrow more or less, which you can do against invisible creatures. Okay, disadvantage.
Oh, it's a nat 20 and a 22.
Yes, that still hits.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Come on. Turn the tide. Turn the tide.
That is 14 points of damage.
Oh my heavens!
To a wizard? Rip.
That's a big boy. Okay,
So
DC is
that's
still
half his hit
10.
points.
That's 18. Okay, anything else?
I will. Oh god, I didn't think about a bonus action. I was so hung up by the fact that I had a spell that I could use.
I found one.
Yes. I will look at Right Wing and I will say, I think you may be our only chance of tracking him. I need you at your full strength, and I will cast Healing Word on you at 2nd level.
Okay.
Yeah. 'Cause that's
Brian,
a thing
do
I
you-
can do now.
Do you have this purple thing out here on purpose?
I don't have any purple thing anywhere.
I see this big long purple line that says Yasnet Brian made it. Oh, it's gone now.
Okay, that was a tape measure apparently.
I still see a 30-foot 6 squares thing somewhere, but don't know why.
I don't have
So
it.
you
Roll
heal
20.
Yep, roll 20.
5,
You're about to be up as well,
10.
Yasnet. 10. Okay. Yasnet, it is your turn.
Fuck. Okay.
And Eclipse, you're on deck.
So Brightwing pointed, said over there, but I don't see anything that would be any sort of an indicator.
No.
But
You also saw the cone that Aedwin sent out.
But you also
Yep.
saw where you saw it's something. You would see the arrow hit something, right?
To a degree. Attacking something with stuff does not suddenly make them uninvisible. You
Well,
see
yeah,
stuff
but you
going
can
that
do,
direction.
The trigonometry.
Yes, there's a bit of
yeah,
trigonometry. You're still gonna have disadvantage on any attack against him,
Just like,
but you have a general idea of where he may be.
This is another important question.
Okay.
If he were to move and also take damage from something, would that be 2 concentration checks?
Like if he were to
Like
if he were
per
to
step.
move and take damage
Yeah.
from the stuff,
Yeah.
Per step.
he would he would make 1 concentration check, I would say, for all the movement to get out of spike growth. Assuming
Even
he
though
needed
it's
to
a
do that.
separate 2d4 per 5 feet.
Yeah, it's not going to be a check for every step he takes.
yeah, it is. Oh no, it's not a check, but okay, yeah.
And the roll would be a single roll that would apply to every 5 feet of movement. We wouldn't
Yeah,
make you
we just
re-roll every 5
discovered.
feet.
Don't remind me of the horses, Matthew. Please.
I. Okay, I am going to do something that nobody sees behind them.
Okay. Are you going to
And
describe it to me or anyone?
I will describe it to you.
Okay.
I am going to take a few steps up.
Okay. Wow, Brian's
Let's
little
to
distance
here.
thing looks different from all of yours for some reason.
I don't
And
see it at all.
I am going to manifest power
I'm sorry. What?
Excuse.
as I throw my dagger. So, pulling a singular dagger out, there will be a almost like mist that comes up from his arm as wind starts to swirl around him. And as he raises the dagger and lets it loose, there is this almost like jet trail that comes from behind it. As I try to hit him.
Okay, roll.
Did you
roll
make a
attack
pact
with
with a
disadvantage.
tornado or something? Like.
The first one's a natural 20.
Nope.
Yes.
Yep. The first one's a natural 20. The second one is a. What is my dagger? Because it's different. It's a 12. But 12 plus what? Dirty 20?
That hits.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Some things happen. So
Oh.
he is going to take.
A bella baby.
$12 points of non-magical piercing damage,
Okay.
and he's going to get pushed 10 feet away from me.
Oh! Okay.
As this dagger with this jet stream behind it goes at an incredible pace, impacting, there is a small seismic boom, and it thrusts him even further away with the dagger still, hopefully inside.
Just my making positively sure, because this is new. That works on ranged or melee.
I will read it. Just to double check. Anytime you deal damage on your turn, you can knock the creature backwards based on its size.
All right, 10 feet. Okay. Okay, now I see why you were asking that question.
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to be two separate rolls because one is the dagger hitting him, and then it's the push through the thorns. So the Brightwing roll, it's 2d4 per 5 feet, right? So roll 4d4, and the check for Yasnif is just DC 10 again. That is an 8.
Fuck yeah! For anybody that would turn around, just to give a little bit more of it, there is like this cloud-like shimmer mist that is rising up from the, not necessarily the skin, but just his form, where like these different types of ribbon clouds, kind of like if you were to see, imagine like a shadow cloak of sorts. It's kind of like that, but more silvered and gray.
Facts. Brightwing, how much damage did you do?
11.
Okay then.
Right
you
one.
all see
You dropped that in.
Ron Weasley!
after this dagger, and then
I can drop it at any time. Yes, I can.
I still
After
have
it,
movement.
Look it.
and because that the dagger actually did it, you all see this figure appear and then skid 10 feet with thorny vines tearing through his like thighs and calves as he skids towards the edge of this, not actually out of it. Looking harried, little rough, and determined. Yasmin, you still have movement, you said?
I do still have movement. I would take a step. Brightwing, drop it.
I'll drop it.
So
Okay.
that's 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. As my base movement speed also increases to 40.
With the thing? Cool.
Okay, and I will also get rid of this. Okay. And that's your turn?
That is my bonus action. I don't get to because it's not packed weapon, yes.
Clips. You are up, you see this figure, and there is no spike growth.
So, like,
Get him! Get him! Get him!
so I like to think, right, that gradually I've just been, like, crouching a little bit more, like just watching and waiting for even in a moment of just getting over there, because I can't feel on agility. I've already used it. The moment that bitch is in sight, it goes like full eyes dilated. And I fucking sprint. I'm right in front of him.
Okay.
Tackle him.
I can't because he's just on the edge of my range. But the moment I get to him, I am going to use the manacles that I have and try to put them on him.
Okay. Interesting.
It's either that or I'm gonna tie him up.
Okay. Well,
but I think
first
tying
of
him
all,
up would be better.
Let me briefly ask you: would you want to tackle him if you could, or would you want to do the
Yes.
man? Okay.
Yes, I would.
Technically the tackle is a grapple, which
Yeah.
you can make from melee range, so
Yeah.
you can do that if you want.
I want to do that.
Okay.
Preferably, I want to get him in a grip to tie him up.
Okay. Make an athletics check. Oh wait, have you used your bonus action?
No.
Do you want to use your bonus action for anything
do
before you
wanna
do this?
I do want to unleash.
Say it.
That is correct.
Say it. Say it.
Go.
That was it. I unleash
Oh, okay.
as I charge.
Okay.
Is that you? I would like to rage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
It is a
Making sure-
focus.
Just clarify.
We got unleash. We got manifest.
unleash as
we
a
got all
rage.
this other. We got shift. We got all
Alright.
of it.
I'd like to shift.
So it's. I have
You're making-
advantage now?
You have advantage on your athletics check. Yes.
13. It's a dirty 20.
He rolled a 14. And I will say that once again, with the momentum, you tackle him to the ground. In fact, I'm just gonna say both of you move an additional 5 feet.
I
Because
unleash
why the
my
heck
instinct,
not?
Just tackle him to the ground.
Yeah. You have him grappled and on the ground.
Okay.
That's technically one attack. You have another if you want to.
I am tying him up.
Okay, you can
I have a
start the
rope.
process of tying
Yes.
him up. Okay.
At least like
Starting
get
with his fucking mouth.
that or his hands. Either one.
No, I'm starting with his mouth. He is not saying a goddamn word anymore.
Okay. You start the process of pinning him and hopefully silencing him. Whether or not
I will
that...
action surge if I have to.
Okay.
His
So
turn is
here's
next.
what I'll
Action
say.
surge.
Here's what I'll say. With the one remaining attack you have is not enough to fully tie him up or fully cover his mouth. But if you want to action surge,
I
I
will
will let
action
you.
surge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you using?
I
in
have
this
50 feet
instance?
of rope.
Okay. You're pulling it out and just.
It is.
Are
It
you
is just like this
gagging
on
him
his
with it,
face. Yeah.
basically?
There's no fucking finesse to it. It is just fuck you.
Rub the mummy.
Eddie with this bitch.
Okay. Make an
Like, it's
athletics
like-
check.
It's like
Okay.
when you see like
And it's
the
still
people
an
tied to the
advantage, right?
werewolf
Still
and like
It's still an advantage.
Yeah, just like
You know,
straight
the
down, but like
werewolf
all the
time,
way
like,
up to
full-
here and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
all the way
yeah,
here.
It's a 24, Matt.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Okay, you have tackled him with one arm, and with the other arm, as you're running, Eclipse pulls out this rope, and when you get there, you're like, with one hand, you like have him in a throat hold almost, and have the back of your hand against his head, and then you hold that the rope with that fist,
Yeah.
and use your other to start
Yeah.
winding it,
It's
and
just.
like half gag, half
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's in
I'm
rough
done.
shape.
I'm done.
Okay.
No more.
Okay. Okay, let me check some spell components real quick.
I'm done. No more.
Fuck.
I think that's what he says. Or
Let's
but it's
go.
muffled.
Yeah, you would hear him say that if he wasn't gagged with a rope.
I'm done.
Gag him with a spoon.
Gag me with a spoon. That could be arranged. Or he could
Oh
think he could be
gosh.
gagged.
Okay, he's just gonna try to. He's gonna try to break free, not of the rope, but just of your grasp.
Okay.
So make another athletics check with advantage.
Oh, buddy, just give up. Take the L.
I am still unleashed instinct. So good luck.
That's such a fucking cool name for it too.
unleashed.
It is the instinct she has had in for a very long time. It makes sense.
Did you roll? The
What'd you roll?
Gonna do it. 2 of them?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another dirty 20, Matt.
You feel him
Not leaving.
trying to squirm, but he's not actually moving at all. This is full like UFC.
Yeah,
He's about to have to tap out because you got him so pinned. Yeah, that's rough. That's his turn. Okay. Brightwing, you're up.
Oh, okay. There's options now. But I think...
Can I just yell silence him?
Yeah, I'll cast... You want me to cast silence over
Yes.
there?
I just
Okay.
yell silence him.
You
I
hear
will
Clips
cast-
yell with a grit and growl to her voice that you probably have not heard.
Yeah,
much.
okay. I'll cast silence in that area.
Okay.
How
And
big is
then-
the radius?
It's
20?
20 radius.
That big.
Perfect.
Good job.
I'm okay being in timeout.
1,
Just leave it there.
Okay.
5, yeah, I'll get here.
Okay, you move in.
And then, I mean, just for, I don't know if he would be calmed down yet, so probably not. I guess I'll wait to do
He does
that.
not look calm.
Nah, so.
Oh, no, neither of us are. So it's
But
That's
he's also...
fine.
There's also not that much of a struggle going on, even though there should be, because Eclipse has him fucking pinned.
I will do, Oh, I can't. Damn it. I already cast a spell. I can't do healing word, right? That's a bonus action.
No. That's a
Does it have
level
to be a
spell, so
cantrip?
no.
Yes, it
Yep,
does.
it had to be a cantrip.
Okay.
Adwin, you're up next if you have anything you want to
I'll cast guidance.
Alright.
do. Okay.
I take it.
I don't-
Does it have a verbal component?
Oh, that's a great.
Want to
It
cast
does.
it before you get
Okay.
over
Can
you
I
can't
cast
anything.
it while I'm walking towards?
You can, but it's a touch spell, so it has
Yeah, I
to
was-
be someone
I was gonna do
like,
it
yeah,
on me.
on yourself. Okay, you can do
For,
that.
like perception stuff
Okay, yeah, you
and
can
like
do that.
insight. Okay, I'll do
Yep.
that.
All right, so you have guidance on yourself. One of the few instances of guidance where it's actually concentration and you're not using it immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way it was intended.
True.
That's
Uh,
great.
Sean,
Listen.
Brian, did you have something to say?
Well, I was gonna say, does that work with silence?
If she casts
was
it
outside
before
of
she
it.
gets in, so it does work.
But silence is also concentration.
Oh,
Oh,
silence
damn
is
it.
concentration.
You're
Thank you,
right.
Brian. You
Thank you,
need
Brian.
a little.
Because we do not use guidance as intended.
You need a little C on yourself.
Then
Just
Remember,
kind
Boop.
of toss it around.
Willy nilly.
Yeah.
willy nilly. All right, so no guidance.
no guidance. Just like my bonus action. Bonus actions. I'll cast Shillelagh on my staff while I'm walking in, just in case I need to whack the
Okay,
guy.
that you can do. All right.
Shillelagh verbal.
Before
No,
she
on the
gets
walking
in.
way.
Okay.
As I'm walking
Okay.
in.
What is it concentration, guys?
No magic for you.
It's
Okay,
not-
Adwin.
it's fine.
Is there anything you want to
Yes, actually. This sack of shit
do? Mm-hmm.
Give him the chair.
is getting hunter's marked.
Yes.
Damn.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He's not a child, but he's still getting hunter's marked.
throw
Okay.
this on
Adwin can
him,
hunter's mark adults.
and I'll throw concentration on you. Okay.
We're just covering all the bases here. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We've
Yeah.
we doubled up, and I figured we might as well triple up. So
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. every single failsafe. No, I'm good. That's it.
Okay. Faye, anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna run around the corner because I have not seen any of this.
True.
So I will sprint 5, 10, 15, 20, breeze past Yasnip, get up behind Eclipse, pull out the loot, and you guys just...
Yep. Yep.
All you see is like
Holding the loot up
bristle.
to-
Yeah.
Yep.
She's just fully bristled like this with the rope, just like
Yeah.
not moving.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yasnip, anything you'd like to do?
Might as well quadruple up. I'm gonna cast Hex.
Damn!
Disadvantage on dexterity checks, so he can't.
Okay.
Oh man, this kid is wrecked.
I'm gonna put an H on
Listen,
him for Hex, and
he
that's
did
concentration
gravity
for
on
you,
us.
He did.
And
It's over.
It's all over.
Fuck him.
With
Okay.
the blade out, like just holding it to him.
Okay. All right, Eclipse, that is back to you. I assume you just want to, if you believe you have him silenced enough with the rope, which I would say
And
you
the
do,
spell. Yeah.
you could switch to the manacles if you want
Yeah.
to.
That is my next step.
Okay.
He is not fucking getting away.
I will say roll an athletics check because he's not going to just let you have his hands, despite
That's
the fact
fine.
that he's clearly lost here.
Yeah, that's fine. I
And he
haven't
has
hit anything,
disadvantage.
so I'm gonna re-up the Unleashed Instinct the second time.
Yep.
Because I'm not, as much as I want to crush his face into the floor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
That's a little better.
Okay. 18?
That's still better than his. Okay. You, after the left hand is holding the rope and pinning him by his throat, like choke holding him. The right, now finished wrapping, reaches in, pulls out the manacles that you have, and grabs his wrist and brings it to the other wrist. It's the amount of
Can
strength
I-
required to pull off what you're doing is insane, but you
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah. He's getting manacled.
Can you?
Full manacle. I was gonna say, can I manacle him to me? But no, he's getting full manacled.
I mean, you could. It's up to you.
That's not gonna do as well.
Okay.
Go through
Manacle
your
him to
belt.
himself.
Oh yeah,
So
right.
his
Just
hands,
like,
his
good luck
hands are
moving.
manacled, and his mouth is. Basically, half his face is wrapped in rope.
Yep. Good.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna sit here like this. He's not
Are
moving.
we out of initiative?
I am going to say, given the situation, the surrounding, the silence, the way in which he is fully locked down, I'm going to have the group roll an intimidation check. And before you roll this, I'm going to say that the amount of creativity and wild stuff that you guys just all pulled off, I'm going to say everybody has a charge of DM inspiration, if you don't already have one.
I had one already, but thank you.
Okay. So roll a group intimidation check.
Whose bonus do we
Natural
use?
20.
No, it's really high.
You're all using your own bonuses. It's like a group stealth check.
There's a 21.
What's your total, Edwin?
27.
I got
Oh!
26.
Oh!
Dude, we are fucking this guy up. Oh, man.
15.
Okay.
Alright.
Brightwing?
Come on, Brightwing.
It's,
Single digit.
I'm so excited. I'm so 19.
Oh my
Oh.
You are
gosh!
shifted, so you're like
Holy
on a different
shit!
tier right now.
This guy has
That is-
never been more intimidated in his entire life.
He should have been happy with the knock on the door. That's all I gotta say. Like, I was courteous. I was not.
Hey. Wow. All right. You guys mostly have now surrounded in a sphere of silence this figure who is fully locked down, grappled, and held on the ground by Eclipse, who I could say Eclipse probably at this point, if you want, you can essentially really it's up to you how you want to set it up, but if you want to have him on the ground and you like kneeling on him or something, you can really do whatever you want at this point.
I think still having him gripped so that I can see him and have Yasnip facing him, just kind of having him flanked like this, I'm okay with that. And I just sit.
Okay.
I haven't moved. I
Okay.
haven't anything. I am perfectly content to stay this way until the authorities
Okay.
show up.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean down and pull my dagger out of his back.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Damn.
Metal.
I'm gonna get right down in his like as the silence falls.
I have something before the silence.
Okay.
The silence lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 10 minutes.
Oh,
We
shit.
It's gonna be a bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Well, then
kind
I'll
of
step
awkward.
out of the silence and cast sending to Inspector Kovac and give her our exact location and tell her that we have him in custody.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. You hear back after you give her the exact location. I shouldn't be more than 15 minutes tops. Well done.
The time limit.
Okay. Brightwing, what did you want to do?
I will kneel down in front of him, trying to like show as much compassion because this guy's kind of wrecked right now.
When
And
you
I'm
kneel
just-
down in front of him, and as Yasnit pulls the dagger out, you would hear a, but you more see it, and you see like his eyes glass up from what appears to be more pain than sorrow by any means.
Yeah.
But he looks beaten.
It's mean. I'm just gonna throw this out the window just to see if it works because I do have a way to communicate in silence. It just depends if the person knows it.
True.
So I will start. I will be like, "Do you know sign language? Do you understand what I'm saying?" And just see if he responds.
He's not allowed to use his hands right now.
I know he's not allowed.
That's
he,
true.
He can
He
answer
can-
yes.
He can nod his head.
He can,
He is
yes
not
or
moving
no.
his goddamn hands right now.
You can answer yes or no at the moment.
Okay.
Roll
make that clear.
I will say roll a charisma check. Straight charisma.
Phrase?
Mm-hmm. This is how friendly you can appear.
In the midst
After-
of these turbulent
After a 19
Yeah.
intimidation check.
Yep.
Also
After like
a
an average
spike growth.
21 intimidation check from the group. Maybe higher, actually, if I
Charisma?
calculated it out.
A 17 charisma.
Okay.
I'm
You
just a
step
sweet
in
little
front of
bird.
him. Mm-hmm. Kneel down to his level. And you see furrowed brow. No, you can't see the mouth. You really can't even see much of the nose. The rope's probably down like a little bit onto his neck. Looks like it might be like cutting in a little bit, not strangling him, but
Mhm.
he's not comfortable. And you just see, with your passive insight, a confusion in his eyes. And
Like-
on top of all the other stuff going on in his eyes, you see a confusion that he doesn't seem to recognize what you're doing.
Okay. Then I'll take out my journal. And I will write.
Okay.
I will say, sorry it had to come to this. I will heal you when we get you taken care of.
Okay. He narrows his eyes at it. You get the distinct impression he probably doesn't believe you and thinks this is a trick based off of what all has just happened. Anything anyone else wants to do over the next 9.8 minutes?
Just gonna watch and wait.
I just want to get in front of him and sit in his face and just stare. Like, I want to be like this far away from him, just stare like daggers at him. And waiting for the silence to fall.
Okay.
Do we
Because I
want
am
to-
also handcuffed right now.
Uh-huh.
Effectively.
Can I channel divinity and get a spell slot back?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Do we want silence again until people get here, or do we want it to drop?
The moment I can hear anything, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And I'm seeing multiple head nods and shakes.
I'm
I
just
will
saying
say-
that's what I'm going to say. The moment I can hear sound again, I will ask for it a second time.
Oh,
I'm not-
you will ask for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I'm
will
not
ask
going
for it
to
a second
argue
time.
with Eclipse. She
Yeah.
Let
will
me-
kill me.
Let me, just to know, Faye, did you, after hearing back, communicated all the time frame that you got from Inspector Kovac?
How would I have communicated that with everyone sitting in silence, Matthew?
Either by pulling them out or with numbers. It's up to you. You have 10 minutes.
But he said that there would be 15. So
15 minutes. 15.
Yeah, okay. I will say over the course of a couple minutes at the very most, you can get the point across. So you guys do know that the silence...
I'm an actor.
Silence,
I could probably convince...
yeah. The silence will be up before Inspector Kovac arrives. You do gather that. Anything else anyone wants to do over the span?
Standing and waiting.
Okay. I will say it is a eerie and a little bit unsettling experience for anyone who stays in this sphere for all this time. It's like you never... The silence that you experience on a daily basis, even like when you're sleeping at night, is never this heavy by any means or this long-lasting. And it's like you begin to hear your own ears and the blood pumping. It's a weird experience. After 10 minutes, there's a woof, and you instantly hear the splashing of some water from these little, like, pond channels, a few people at a nearby cafe, probably the muttering of a few people who have gathered in small pockets at street corners to view this, given the excitement. Is anyone doing anything as soon as it drops?
My grip is immediately tightened.
Okay.
And I'm just like, again.
The second I hear anything, Inspector Kovac will be here in 5 minutes. I suggest you stop fighting, and when she arrives, you will answer any questions she has for you. Truthfully.
Okay.
Dang, Megan.
That is a wisdom save?
It's a charisma save.
It's a charisma save.
How is this
that's
wizard?
not great. That is a natural 5. You feel the spell take hold. Okay. Eclipse, you basically speak at the same moment as Faye. You hear what Faye says, and you feel any amount of tension left in Cyrus lax. Do you want to say anything different?
I don't. It is tight, still tight grip. I don't trust him at all.
Okay.
We can reboot the silence if we want, but I just wanted to get that off. It's 8 hours, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll look at everybody, but I'm just like, again, I don't trust him.
Okay.
Boop. Woof. All right.
This is his own hell. He can sit here and think about what he's done.
Yeah.
I'd say as the second one goes up, blade goes away, Yasna takes a walk out of the silence.
Okay. Anybody else stepping outside?
Yes.
I've been outside the whole damn time.
True. Okay. Eclipse stays in.
I will.
I guess
sit
who
right
stays
here
in?
with him.
I stay in and try to hold an aura of, I don't know,
Peace.
peace.
Okay.
There's no more.
We're gonna,
peace in
like-
this house.
There's quite a dichotomy between the peaceful bird and the bristling cat right now.
Sylvester and Tweety,
That's the episode title.
intimidation.
Does this
A
count as a
bristling
short-
bird.
Does this count as a short rest?
No, not yet. It
We're not
could
in
get to
nature.
that point.
It-
and
I
not
do
too-
have feline agility back, so if somehow he fucking gets away, he won't get very far.
Yeah.
It's so easy for Eclipse to subdue this guy. It could be a long rest for her. Or
true.
a short rest, rather.
Well, if we were in nature, it would be because
Yeah.
we're not,
It
so we're
could've
not
been.
cut down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I make absolutely no movement.
Eventually, about 5 or so minutes later, you guys do see, walking from a side street in seemingly the direction of the academy, Inspector Kovac and 2 Ivory Guard. And she sees you all from a distance. Who's outside right now? Faye, Yasnip, Aedwin on the other side. Okay,
Yes.
so she comes from kind of the northeast of the map. She sees you, Yasnip, and Faye. Doesn't know that the rest of you are in a silence, but so just shouts out to the general group. And sees him. Well done. I'm impressed, not only that you found him so quickly, but that you apprehended him. Walking up, pulling out a set of manacles that, as she gets closer, Faye and Yosnit, you both see, do not look like run-of-the-mill police handcuffs. They are thick, and they seem to have runes carved on them.
Get fucked, bitch.
He was violent.
We
Well,
returned the
I
favor.
wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Are you all right?
Yeah. He's under compulsion to answer any questions you have for the next 7 hours and 55 minutes. So I would get on that.
I must admit, I underestimated all of you. And
Pretty good at what we do.
from the other side of the silence,
Man, I wish
There's
I could
like-
hear compliments.
there's like this weird effect
Wait,
where
hear it. It's like-
Edwin's voice seems to be
It's just
thrown
warbly. Yeah.
because it doesn't go straight through, and so it seems to come from like somehow not
Like
where
Like
he
bounces
is.
off the building.
Yeah, yeah. But she looks over to you, nods, and then walks in. As soon as she steps in, pauses for a second as she is accosted by the strange sensation of soundlessness, but seems to figure what has happened. Comes up to you.
I'll kind of take the ones I have, like, one at a time off, like holding his arms. Take the one, let her put that on. Take the other one, let her put that one on. Make sure he is secure.
You get no struggle from him. He is head down, loose and lax, and she is easily able to latch them on. And as she does, and turns the this piece that connects them, you see a slight lightish blue glow in the runes.
I'm gonna leave the rope where it is, and I'll get it back later.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I finally pass him to her.
Okay. Brightwing is signing at you about sound. The sounds of, again, more muttering now from what is a decently substantial crowd, though the two Ivory Guard who came with Inspector Kovac are kind of trying to shoo them away, push them back, move along, kind of thing.
Before she
The
can
sound
take him
returns.
away, I'm gonna grab his shoulder and just lean down. Don't fucking run from me again. And I'm gonna walk away.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap him with a cure wounds after.
I'm gonna grab your
Okay.
arm when you do, because he doesn't
Yeah.
deserve it.
Okay.
She made a promise to the mentor.
Just first level.
Don't tell Jess this. What does Brightwing do when
Yeah,
Eclipse grabs
just-
her wrist?
Grab your wrist.
She's just gonna continue with the other hand.
Do you grab that wrist?
No.
Okay. And you
And
cast Cure
I will-
Wounds?
I will cast cure wounds.
Okay. Eclipse, I'm not even going to have you roll an intimidation check on your words. It is an automatic critical success based on the situation.
I was nice.
Just
was
for
cordial.
just for my knowledge, Hex and Hunter's Mark, what are the time frames on
Hex
those?
is-
1 hour.
Hex is on
Hex
the
is gone. Okay, Hunter's Mark is still up.
The wind
Also,
effect.
I like how
Although, I would say probably the moment that those manacles come online, I will drop Hunter's Mark at that point.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Honestly, we don't even really need the map anymore. Okay.
I will go with her to the station. I'm not leaving this kid out of my sight.
As soon as she finishes,
The kid gets 15 hit points
The-
back.
the kid, she says, 15.
This bitch
No,
ain't
not
leaving
15.
my
He's
sight.
older
No,
than you.
I'm-
Okay.
I thought no, it's 12. Excuse me,
Yeah.
13.
I was
Oh,
about to say
okay.
15 would be impossible.
I rolled an 8, and I was like, it's 15. I was thinking it was a 10. Did the math wrong. It's 13.
Okay. As
Yeah,
soon
he's
as she
not
finishes activating the manacles, she looks probably at you, Eclipse, since you're there and she knows you're standing at this
Mhm.
point. I'm going to take him down to the keep. Based off what your friend said about the magic he's under and the work you all have done, I don't see any reason not to ask you to come.
I will be there. I need to know.
She kind of glances at the rest of you. You all get the head nod of, okay, well done, and we're going. And she starts marching him. The 2 Ivory Guard come in line, and the rest of you join in as well.
Say as
Yeah,
Yeltsin
go ahead.
starts walking, he would probably catch a glimpse of that wind effect. Not really knowing much about it. And just kind of like small grin if anybody was looking. Close his hands and it would go away.
Cool.
It's a tornado. That's who you made a deal with. It's a tornado.
Sounds right. I love that.
Okay. You guys make your way across a decent chunk of the city. It takes a good half hour, 45 minutes before you reach the Ivory Guard Keep, which clips you would be familiar with as you are with much of this city. There are barracks here for the Ivory Guard, but there are also cells for instances like this. It's not a prison per se, but there's holding cells, and there are interrogation rooms. And she brings you all into one of those rooms, mostly bare, table on one end of the room, and a chair in the center. She sits him down in the chair. Anything that anybody wants to do, by the way, over the course of the walk? Before we move on?
If we're trailing, it's been kind of a crazy day. I imagine we're kind of all spread out behind them. And I'll sidle up along Yasnip.
Okay.
On the side that the earring is on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just tuck my hair back behind my ear and kind of look over to you and just say, thank you for your acknowledgement of my efforts.
You said the necklace wasn't your style.
It's made me think, I'd like to request a commission.
Oh?
This quite is my style. Do you think you could make something similar to house this? And I'll pull out a Pearl of Power as a necklace.
You'd kind of see he starts to think a little bit, almost like going through, do I have enough stuff to do that? Could probably make something work.
Let me know what you need. I just, I understand artistry, shopping local and all that.
Remember the small businesses, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Not a business yet.
Maybe someday.
I hope so.
That's it.
Okay.
I can't do prayer of healing while we're walking, so I don't.
Why not?
What is the nature of the spell? It's not through a short rest or anything like that, right?
Yeah, I would have to cast it at 3rd level. So
you could do it. I would say if you were running or marching through some difficult terrain, there might be a check, but just walking through the city, you can cast it as you walk.
Okay. Alright, I will cast Prayer of Healing and 6 creatures. I guess include Cyrus in that, because that makes 6, I guess.
Every HP Cyrus gets back, my disappointment grows.
What is that? It's called playing the compassion card.
I
Sometimes it
know.
freaking
I'm
works.
aware. But he fucking hit us.
I know.
Here's the issue.
Leah doesn't want to do this.
I didn't hit him at all.
Brightwing is
me.
the one good cop amongst 4 bad cops. This
Listen.
isn't gonna work the way we think it is.
Yep.
She will undermine all of our efforts.
Yes.
Okay.
I did not hit him. I did not.
But hey, because it's at 3rd level, it's 3d8. So that's pretty cool.
Oh my god! Why are you healing him so much?
I'm healing you. I just don't want to waste.
Okay.
You don't. Have
I don't
to
think
drink
Eclipse would
all of
consider it a waste, but
You don't have to give
You
it
could
to
just
him.
not.
You could just not. That is an option.
Could just not.
I didn't.
You know?
I
Look at it this way. If it turns out that he is just a complete pile of shit, it just means we can hit him more times before he
That's
goes unconscious.
True. Never mind. Keep healing him. Keep
Go,
healing him.
go.
Good answer. Good
Good
answer.
answer. Good answer.
Well, I rolled really bad on
Oh,
Okay.
healing.
It's because
I
it was
rolled a-
included.
True. He poisoned the roll.
I rolled a 1 and a 2, so for 3,
Oh.
but I rolled an 8 too, so
So it's an 11. All right.
11 hit points, everybody.
So
Okay.
I can give him a solid right cross and he'll still be up.
yeah.
Cool.
Seems likely.
Cool.
He
Listen.
poisoned the roll.
I was below half hit points because of this nonsense that he pulled, so I needed it.
Same.
Understandable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
objecting to healing you. I'm just like, why? Does he have to be included?
Before she sits him down, she rummages through his pockets, takes out a few things, and goes and sets them on that table at the edge of the room. Does anybody want to go over there and see?
Yep.
Or okay. You see what looks to be a very fine, large pearl. You see a smooth, oblong stone that looks quite familiar to a few you've seen recently with a symbol on it. The symbol appears to be a sort of vertical hourglass shape with these 2 horizontal arcs cutting across the center of it, surrounded at the 4 points of the compass by sharp diamonds.
Another one?
Yeah.
And
Wait, what is it?
Yeah.
Well-
Hold on.
I will
Shit.
post what it looks like.
Ryan! Why? Why do we keep
Is he a
doing
part of
this?
it? That's the thing. That's the symbol,
Shit.
right?
Shit.
God.
What's
I
it?
think it's a new one.
It's
Oh.
a new pentagon fire symbol thing.
What the
with a pentagon
hell?
of fire and a fucking this one.
Yeah, that's it.
Which one?
But that's the
Oh,
same.
with
Yeah.
the with the
Yeah.
with the
It's the
4
same,
points.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the same
yeah.
makeup. Yeah.
It's the same style.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's like they're like this is
Maybe it's their call sign.
Yeah, the diamonds are like what unites them, but what's in the middle is like your job.
Their thing. Yeah.
That
Mm.
looks really fucking dope, though. Not
That's
gonna
Where's
really
lie.
it?
cool
Oh.
They're
symbol.
so
That
cool.
looks super
They're
cool.
so frustrating.
Yeah.
God damn it! It's so cool.
Because
You
he's a
also-
time wizard.
You also
Oh,
see
it's okay, yeah. He's a part of
a pile of a sack of money. I don't imagine you're going to open it and count through it probably while in the room with her, unless you want to.
And I'm so tempted, but no. Kid doesn't deserve his lunch money.
Faye?
Oh yeah, I'll count it right in front of him.
Okay. So Inspector Kovac goes and sets it down. You follow and open and start looking through. She gives you an initial look, and then kind of seems to resign herself to the fact that based off what you guys just did, she does not mind you doing this, and you kind of have free reign in this case right now.
I like
so
to think you count it in intimidatingly, and then put it back and just tie it up and put it back like, okay. Poor.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna do. I just want to play head games.
Or
Caleb Widowgas style, 1 gold, 2. You
Three.
count out 4 platinum, 64 gold, and 15 silver.
Faye is poor.
Kinda. Say it again.
4 platinum, 64 gold,
So he had like 100 gold on him.
and 15 silver. Based off of his general appearance and stature, as far as you know, this seems like a bug out bag more than like his daily walkabout money.
Well,
pouch.
he just paid for a good chunk of a diamond that we used, so
I'm gonna count the money and
Mhm.
like look at the rock and then look at the pearl and set everything up in a line, and then I'm gonna open the bag of holding next to the thing and shove it all in and then drop the bag and sit there and cross my arms and look at him.
Okay.
it's an act
He
of
could have it back
investigation.
later if he's innocent.
It's less about him. It's did you say
Yeah.
that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's not, he doesn't need it.
Inspector Kovac again gives you a look for a second, and then, if you don't mind it cataloging at least, if you have notes of what was there, I'd like to have that for the record.
Maintain eye contact and like pull out a pen and paper and just write it all down.
Okay. Okay.
And like tear the sheet off and hand it to one of like all like.
Okay.
For the sake of further intimidation, I want to be in his eyesight, leaning against the wall, not breaking
Okay.
eye contact with him.
Are
in
you
any
doing the
way.
Okay.
bicep thing?
Yes, that is exactly what is occurring. It is my favorite activity.
Yep. This
I
is
will
how
not break
Eclipse
eye
spends
contact.
90% of her days standing.
That is
so
correct.
Very natural habitat.
I think Brightwing's
This is my favorite terrain.
I think Brightwing's gonna stand next to Eclipse and do the same thing.
I don't pay it any
Amazing.
mind. I'm doing
It's like-
exactly what I need.
It's Eclipse and then Brightwing and then Eowyn.
Yep.
She's overshadowed by the orbs.
And
Just
there's
her body
definitely
behind the tricep.
I think originally she went over there so she could get an eyeline too for like perception and,
And then
such
it's just-
stuff.
And it just
But then
looked
she's
over,
all,
and it's just
but
like,
you do that, and she's like, oh okay.
there's almost certainly the like she looks over and the like switches the arms,
Yeah.
trying to figure out the right way to do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yasnip, are you in the wall brigade? Do you have somewhere else you want to be?
No, I was going to cast Gust to make her fur.
Okay.
She's probably pretty poofy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
brisky.
Can't rage
Okay.
right now.
Additional
Yeah.
effect.
Oh, I'll cast guidance on the person that's doing the
Doing the
questions.
investigation.
Yeah.
Okay. Inspector Kovac, after pulling everything off of him, putting it on the side, having the brief convo with Faye, sits him down, pulls a chair that's next to that table and drags it very loudly and slowly in front of Cyrus and sits down in it. And you want to cast guidance on her?
Yes.
Okay. She briefly startles as you touch her. I assume that's some sort of helpful magic.
Yes. I'm sorry. I should have asked.
No, I appreciate it. And she leans forward. Oh, and pulls the rope down. Not off, so it's kind of like hanging on his neck now, but frees up his mouth. Cyrus Nichols, I presume. That is my name. Yes. And you are a student at the Arathis Academy of the Arcane. Yes. Eyes down from Cyrus. He's not meeting anyone's eye contact. But slumped shoulders and seems non-combative. And the events of last night, around 3 in the morning, in the Lycean Consortium, Do you know of what I speak? I do. What was your involvement, if any? Takes a slow breath. I was tasked to bypass the lock on Mr. Fonoir's door. Tasked by whom? He shakes his head and remains silent. All right, we'll circle back to that.
Command. Answer her question.
Okay. What's that save?
It's charisma. Haven't used any inspiration.
Cocked. That's pretty good, but not a good modifier. 16?
Needs it.
Fine. Then if that's the name of the game, I'll cast command.
Okay. Holy shit. That's
Anybody
a
have
natural
brain?
18. Wait, is that a... Nope, that's a 13. This dice is not well designed. Wait, where's my 18? Let me make sure here.
You made my
Nope,
charisma
definitely
right.
13. So that's a
Oh,
13
that-
total.
Yeah.
That fails.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I could change
Repeat.
his to charisma too. It's
Yeah.
not on my own spells.
What
Right.
is it? What is it naturally?
It's normally wisdom.
It fails anyways.
Okay.
Answer the question.
You see his head twitch briefly. My master. He answered it, and he answered it honestly. And the...
Detect thoughts.
Okay!
Having a bard
Holy
is.
Wait,
shit,
wait.
this guy's getting
No. I
pounded.
can't. It's concentration.
Yeah, suggestion.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Oh, you're maintaining
concentration.
concentration on suggestion.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay. There were a pair of figures witnessed in his office that appeared to be primarily responsible for his kidnapping. What do you know of them? They are weapons for people with influence, and my master is one such person. Do you know them personally? No, I did not even meet them before last night. And what do you know of the breadth of their activities last night? They had an item that lets them cover a great distance in little time once it is in place. The portal rod, yes? He nods. We know of it. We don't know where the other end was. Do you? He's silent for a few seconds and then just nods slowly. she looks over to the front door where there's a guard. Gestures at him. A map of the city. He leaves for maybe 20 seconds, comes back, hands it to her, goes back to his post. She unfolds it, takes a moment to like spread it out carefully, turns it towards him. Where? He points at an area on the map, northeast part of the city, nearish to the wall, a ways away from the consortium. A warehouse in the northeast of the city. Abandoned as far as we knew. So, you were with them from that point. That is where I was. Yes. And do you know where they would be now? Gone. This is the first time he looks up. I would say Brightwing, roll an insight check.
Can I say, Matt, that I've been trying to be at my best self and I would have shifted?
How long does your shift last?
Only a minute, so probably.
Even if you shifted at the start of this conversation,
Okay.
it would have been gone by now, so I would say no.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Unless you want to... How many charges do you have?
I have 2 left for the day.
If you wanted... This is up to you and Brightwing. If she wanted to just, like, run them 2 back-to-back as the start of the conversation happened, you could do that. I don't know if you would do that, knowing how long this conversation could take.
Yeah, I think she might use one in a minute, depending on where this is gonna go. So that,
Okay.
yeah. But right now, for insight, I'm at a 24. No, 22. 22.
Goodness. Okay.
That's wrong.
You see a... There's been a lot of different emotions that has run through his eyes over the course of the hour almost that you've been with him in close up and visible. There's been a little bit of fear for sure, maybe a lot of fear at certain points. There's been a resigned give up sort of aspect. There's been some pushback, I would say. Like, he's not, even though he's head slumped or has been this whole time and answering somewhat willingly, as far as you know, largely under the compulsion of phase spells, there's still a little bit of pushback that you've seen in his eyes now and then, like when she asked about who was behind things and he answered in a vague way. When he looks up at this point, when he says they're gone...
Headset's dead.
Oh.
She's gotta plug it in.
Hello! Oh,
Yeah.
no!
No, she's just gotta plug it in.
Okay. Plug it in, plug it in.
And yeah, I lock eyes with him immediately, even if he's not looking at me.
What's your passive insight?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
God, it's... Oh, it's a 14. It's not terrible.
I'll say you can roll an insight check with disadvantage.
Alright. I'll take it.
That's also my
Hello?
passive insight. Could I glean
Hello.
anything?
Yes, you can.
I still can't hear you. 1 second.
With
Also-
disadvantage.
Wow.
I gotta jump out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Leah?
It was a 16 and a 17.
Hello,
so
Leah?
I can't.
No?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Say dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on.
1 second while I type
Okay,
to Leah.
got it.
Oh,
I hear you.
can you hear us?
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
my,
I got it
my headphones
fixed.
literally just died.
That's okay.
Okay.
And then
Are you're plugged in now?
Yes, I'm plugged
Okay.
in now.
Eclipse was able to make a roll while you were gone, and both of you catch this. There is a not quite satisfaction, but a small spark of fire that returns to his eyes. As he says that, I'll leave it at that. And
What if-
just the fact that he looked up and made eye contact with her indicates a bunch of that, and then you see it in his eyes as he looks up as well. What was that, Megan?
When he said they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's happy that it happened. That like
I will let you interpret from there, but you see a defiance and a spark of some kind that had not shown until then. Do you know where? At least a direction? No, I was kept from knowing that for, I imagine, reasons like this. Why Hugo Fournois? He is a figure that knows much. Even some things that my master does not, which is rare. And he has access to gather things that no one knows. Access how? I doubt that others of his kind are going to be willing to barter information with you knowing he's kidnapped. I do not pretend to know. But he is useful. And why are you still here? Why are you not with them? I did not think that somebody would pin this to me so quickly and find me so quickly. I was prepared to leave today. And he glances sidelong at the group for the first time with a not quite a glare, but a clear undertone of fuck you guys. Then looks back at her, and then looks back down again. Your involvement, confirmed forensically along with your confession, does not bode well for you, and neither does running when accosted by this group. Do you have anything to say for yourself? He does not shake or nod or move his eyes from the floor. He just remains silent.
My suggestion was that he had to answer her questions and answer them truthfully.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. He does nothing for a good 10 seconds and then shakes his head slowly side to side. And it almost looks like he's fighting the shake as he does it. You will be held here for a bit, and then likely in the prisons after that. I don't imagine a trial will go well for you, so you may want to think on what you would say. And she turns to look at you all against the wall. Do any of you have anything to add or ask?
You need to ask
Brightwing
him.
undoes the bicep
Yes.
thing to raise her hand.
Do you know anything about children being taken? Children with magic.
Another.
You're going to answer her question.
He was staring at the ground for Brightwing. When Eclipse says that, he looks up to her, and the defiance that you saw moments ago is mostly washed away, and the fear is back, primarily. In fact, with the insight rolls that the two of you rolled, I would say you see an added depth of fear at this question. And then after locking eyes with you, Eclipse, he looks back down to the ground and nods slowly.
I'm gonna take out the only paper that I have, which is the Shifter Girls paper, and I'll push it in front of him. Do you recognize this? Or the girl or the symbol on the corner here?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say this from behind the screen, kind of, and we'll just keep playing it as is.
Kovac has
Technically,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kovac
it
has to be the
wasn't
one
me.
to ask.
That
I
is
would
correct.
say that in moments in this moment there is a long enough period of silence that Faye, you knowing your magic, grasped that,
Yeah.
communicate it,
She has
and
to.
basically Kovac parrots whatever anyone has to ask. So we'll just keep going with you asking the questions, but that's
Yeah.
what's happening.
Okay.
If he takes too long, I am gonna chime in.
He
because
doesn't
I'm
take.
really fucking tired. Of
He
him.
takes long enough that Faye speaks up.
Yeah.
This is communicated. Kovac asks the question, and then not many seconds after that, he looks at the paper, shakes his head. No.
You don't recognize the symbol?
No.
I'm gonna pull out the circlet.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand it to the inspector. Ask him if he made this.
She holds it up in front of him. Did you make this? No. I'm not powerful enough to make something like that. Do you know who did? No. But there's enough hesitation in that answer that Kovac cocked her head a little bit. Do you know where it comes from? It was acquired. Or at least ones like it were. For those purposes. And he nods towards Brightwing and the piece of paper.
From where and by whom?
I do not know from where. And by my master. And he's gritting through those last 3 words.
And what is the name of your master?
1
full
second.
name and any pseudonyms they may go
Let-
under.
Let me 1 second.
I want every title.
Want all
every
of them.
Name, every
Everything.
variation.
I want his Twitter
I want the
account.
spelling. I want the phonetic.
I want his phone book. I want his Yellow Pages number.
I want his mother's
actual
maiden
Madison
name, the
password.
name of his
I
first
want his social
pet.
security number.
Okay.
His last 3 known addresses.
I am, as always, at least I try to make it always, open to pushback if somebody wants to give it. But I am going to rule that he considers this answer harmful enough to himself that he cannot answer it despite the suggestion.
I think suggestion
not-
is more directly harmful.
He
This
will
is
not
more
do-
of a-
He will not take a course of action that seems obviously harmful to him. And
rules as intended probably is like, hey, you can't make him jump off a cliff, though.
yes,
but if-
that is
but if it's-
correct.
but
This
if
is the
it's like-
equivalent of
That's
jumping
fair.
off a cliff.
I think
Yeah.
Matt's ruling is fair,
Yeah.
given
Yes.
the
Yeah,
circumstances
if
and
he
who we're
thinks,
dealing with.
his name is it
I
talking
wanted
his name.
I wanted to talk through it. That's
Correct.
all.
Yeah.
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 I think that is a fair assumption,
Yeah, that's fair.
even if it's severely sending me.
Considering you will be in prison for the rest of your life, I don't think the answer can really do you that much damage.
Or
I
if
know
you'll
it's-
last long in prison, knowing them.
I will not last long anywhere if I answer that question.
Then what the fuck do you have to lose?
My life.
It's going either way, dumb fuck. Your life has already ended. This is it. We are reading your obituary.
He does not make eye contact through these bits of conversation, continues staring at the ground, shakes his head, and remains silent. I am not even going to have you roll, because even a natural 20 would not be enough to force him to tell you this name. He would rather stab himself in the face with a knife.
Damn. Some scary people then.
Is all of your research on unlocking magic within others for a purpose of malice? You didn't care about anyone else, did you? All you saw were tools.
He looks up at you and again Eclipse, Brightwing, probably even I would say Faye with your passive insight, because this is a little bit less veiled. See, not defiance, but conviction. No, it was not out of malice. My work, my theories would do great, incomparable good for the world. For everyone. Those who could be studied would be pieces of a study, yes, but the repercussions could be world-changing.
Do you think you could not have found subjects for that study that were able to give consent? Did that never occur to you that there would be those willing to consent to this research? You had to take children from their homes, from their families?
I did not take them.
You supported it!
Did they take them because of you? Because of what you could find?
The things that I believe to be possible, I am not the only one who believes them to be possible.
Are you responsible?
Looks back down at the ground. I am not responsible. I am connected.
I'm gonna punch him.
No.
Ooh!
I'm gonna grab his hand. If it will kill the spell, I'm gonna grab his hand.
You feel as you go in to step forward, you feel Faye grab your arm. What do you do? And say that, I assume, Faye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fester. Like you feel trembling.
Okay.
You got him with the dagger.
Hit the wall. We'll get him after.
What are you doing with the children?
I was not doing anything with them, but I tried. And he looks back at you, Faye, in reconnecting to your question. I tried to conduct my study through the means of the school, through channels that would be supported and funded and consensual. And I was turned away. They don't see eye to eye with me.
And that didn't raise any red flags to you? Any code of ethics? Questions of morals?
Many of the greatest advancements in the history of magic and science were made at the cost of much. And these children, they are not to be harmed. This is not even blood being spilt, and blood has been spilt for greater and lesser reasons in the past.
Tell that to the people that lie dead in the abduction attempts.
Tell that to the lifelong trauma and psychological damage that these children will have. Tell that to the death of your own conscience.
Brightwing, what was your last question? It was about the kids, something about the kids.
What are you doing to the kids?
Okay. He continues to hang head in silence at Yasnip and Faye's words. They hold great potential, not only in themselves, but for countless others that could benefit from what we can learn, what we can accomplish. There are hundreds that live in poverty, that die of illness for no good reason.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Because you're not answering the fucking question. So maybe, let's try this one more time from the top. What were you doing to those kids?
I was doing nothing.
What was being done?
Study.
Which entails...
Some are born with giftings that others are not. Some are born with attunement to Arca that others are not. They can learn They can be gifted this power, but others go their entire life with nothing. Hungry for no reason, poor for no reason, sick for no reason.
I'm sorry. I'm over the monologue. I understand what you're saying. I have been the person that was hungry, been the person that was sick, been the person that was poor. There is no reason that you remove the right from someone else to circumnavigate that. It is not an excuse.
The goal is not to take it from anyone. The goal...
You have taken their freedom!
A cost worth paying.
All right.
The cost is not yours to decide.
I'm going to ask you one more time. And I promise you that should you not answer this query, things are going to get much, much worse for you. What did the studies entail? And if you give me another goddamn monologue, another fucking sob story, I'm going to have to ask the Ivory God to leave the room. And nobody wants that.
Oh, this is interesting.
I'll look him. I'll help support that. I'll look him in the eye and I'll say, I will heal you no more.
You'll heal him enough so that we can hit him again.
You can't hit me. If you do, her compulsion will break.
I'll just
that's
cast
fine.
it again.
Once
Can't do that forever.
you're imprisoned, we have an eternity.
Something in some people opens a pathway for Arca. We want to find out. I want to find out what it is and how it can be accessed and opened to all. The study is to find out why. Why are some granted this power and some are not?
And what methodologies were used to discover these pathways?
The experiments are ongoing.
It's not
Where?
relevant.
He makes eye contact with you, Yasnip. Shakes his head.
You don't know where Rill and Magnox take them? I'm actively trying to get
I am
him
aware
to
of what
do
you're
this.
doing.
Yeah. Okay, just so that you're aware of what I'm trying to do.
That's pretty fucking intense.
I will say you and Brightwing can roll an insight check. Brightwing. No, yeah. Just roll.
5. No.
Can I say something as the only other non-magical person in this room?
Uh-huh.
The more that he's been talking about this, I think you guys can tell she's both fighting the curiosity of what he's saying, not because she's won over by it, but because she's like, that's really interesting that someone gives a shit about something like that. But also she looks infuriated that someone's wasting the time on children to do something like this. And the fact that this has led to that point. But you are noticing she is absorbing information.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. I was like, I thought my insight was +8. And so I'm looking at... I have too many campaigns. 1 second.
Fyra would have punched him in the face by now.
True.
It's true.
Right.
He would be dead. He would be dead by now if it was Tyra.
True.
Let's be honest. Yeah. 24.
24.
Let's go.
You do not see any recognition in his eyes. I don't know those names, and I don't know where they are taken. I only know that I am aligned with the goals, and that I believe in the work.
Do you know who was taken?
No. Children that show the magical capability.
May I
We have
ask-
done study on older, grown, mature people, but it is harder to find the source and the reason. We needed to try it on younger subjects.
How did you know about her? And I'll point to the shifter girl. We are secluded.
I think he specifically said he didn't recognize her.
But how did they end up on the paper? Is what she's asking.
How did they know about Khaing's?
I don't know who that is. I don't know.
How do you find the
Whoa.
children?
I don't know, but
Who does?
he gives you a look that is, do I really need to answer that question? And it wouldn't matter if I did. The way I would answer it.
Okay. I'm really starting to get frustrated with this not answering my question thing. And I know I said the last time was the last chance. This time for real.
Nothing you can do to me will break the answers you want out. It's not worth it to me. Just know that now.
What was the point of helping take Hugo? Did you have a vendetta? Was he stopping you? Why the fuck would you even bother? Aside from him being important.
There is knowledge that would help the study that he can acquire.
Then why not? And I know this might be a novel concept. Fucking ask.
Because he also knew too much.
Of what you were doing. Because he
Too
realized what you were
much.
doing was an issue.
So you recognize that what you were doing was morally compromised.
You may use those words. I have heard them from the Academy plenty. I have already told you. There are many who frown upon the means of advancement throughout history.
Did,
And
So,
did
they
you...
don't frown upon it now.
have not only robbed families of their children, but you robbed a family of a husband and a father and a caretaker for your bullshit that someone in this academy is already studying frequently and with great regard. And I, in my patience, knocked on your door to ask you to be here. I need you to understand. This is bigger than you right now and your pompous bullshit. I understand sharing Arca with people, and that it would be great to give it to somebody who you feel deserves it. But I will remind you that I tackled you in the streets with the help of them. But I kept you there without it.
Roll a persuasion check.
Fuck yeah.
Can I cast guidance? I'm like,
Hold up.
DM
No.
inspiration.
Hang on.
DM
no,
inspiration.
no.
DM
Do
inspiration.
you-
DM
legit?
inspiration.
Okay.
You
I
would
was
get
gonna
it.
give
You would
mine.
get it if
Yeah.
you didn't already have it.
Okay.
Damn.
Holy fuck.
It's a lot higher. I was like, how can I get my point across?
That's it.
I was honestly, I
That's
was
how you
thinking
do
the
it.
same. I was thinking the same along lines.
Okay. Matt, I'm gonna ask this because it's me. Does it have to be persuasion?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a appeal to a line of reasoning.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Which
agree.
is
It is
valid
not
to you.
intimidation. Yeah.
And it is not so much the line that has been taken of just we will punch you if you don't tell us.
Yeah.
Do I have guidance?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Then it is a 14 because I have terrible charisma.
Okay.
I have not moved from my spot on the wall. I have not shifted in an attacking stance in any way. It has been from the gut, speaking with conviction.
He, partway through your words, makes eye contact with you slowly, holds it until the end. And you see him open his mouth quickly to respond. And then close it. And his head hangs. And he gives no pushback or reply.
I think the punishment he deserves is to be assassinated by the people he helped in his own fucking cell.
Well,
I have everything I need. He's not worth it. And
Did you
sinking to
know-
his fucking level isn't worth it.
That
you know-
will be something for the courts.
Yeah. We are not the jury, unfortunately. But I know everything I need to know now.
Did you know that people died as children were abducted?
In the streets. We were there.
People died while they took Hugo. I died while they took Hugo.
And I knocked on your door.
You hear, after that flurry of words, in a small, gulp. And then when Faye, you say, I died, he looks up at you, and you see his eyes are sheened. And then he looks back down, hangs his head.
You can live with that for however much longer you have. Because no one will offer you forgiveness.
He stays head hung, silent.
What's the name of his professor again?
Dahlia Jeshi.
Mhm.
Let's go.
And in the midst of that silence, you hear a metallic fist against stone. And anyone who wants to looks up. Inspector Kovac looks up. There's a guard who wasn't previously stationed there, helmet in hand, looks a little out of breath. Inspector, the assassins, there's been a report, a sighting. Thank you. I will be out shortly.
Kovac, do
She
you have any
looks-
more questions for him?
No.
Anyone else? Any more questions for him?
I'm done. I'll go out the door.
I'm gonna sock him straight across the face
Okay.
to break the spell.
Just roll damage.
3
Okay.
plus 0. And then I'm gonna grab his I'm gonna grab his face, and I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
And I'm gonna dig.
You can do that once.
It's once. It's the item. I'm gonna
Okay.
try.
Okay. You're just gonna immediately dig.
I'm gonna immediately dig, and then I'm gonna start talking.
Okay. What's the
But I
save?
want to. It's the item, so it's a 13, but it's gonna be charisma.
I'll say as that punch goes in, like Yaznip, as he was walking away, kind of turns and looks and sees it. Grin and nod.
Okay. Natural 14.
But I can still get his surface level thoughts, right?
Yes, you can.
What is his thoughts?
You
Or is
get a lot, actually, because there's so many different things at the surface right now boiling. You get fear, intense fear, both for his short-term outlook and of a deeper, unnamed source that you sense is his primary drive and the primary and greatest source of fear. You get shock that you just punched him in the face, and a tiny glimmer for a second of respect for you.
I don't want his respect.
No, I'm sure you don't, but you get it nonetheless. And
Actually 4. I'm sorry, unarmed strike. 1 plus strength modifier.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's just 1. It would just be 1. I don't even get to roll.
Yeah. No, you do not have a dice. Good point. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Unless you want to like use the butt end of a dagger, there might be a small, like a D2 or something.
It's fine. Sorry, I thought it was 1 plus roll. Yep.
And a resignation to the failure of his the failure of staying free, though underneath it there is faintly you would get underneath it that bit of glimmer of defiance that most of the mission is still ongoing despite his failure to stay free. And that's the gamut of what you get.
As I hold his face, the whites of my eyes will go black, and the wings will slowly rise from behind me. And he has to make a charisma saving throw or be afraid of me.
Jeez.
I'll say if the inspector tries to like step in, I'm just gonna hold her back for a second and be like, he's not gonna die, don't worry about it.
She is standing at like active attention with a hand on her rapier on her side.
Yeah, I'm trying
as
to
this
diffuse
happens.
her.
She's not stepping in.
Yeah.
But she's monitoring very closely.
Yeah.
That is it's a wisdom save? Charisma 7. You feel as the detect thoughts is still there, the other fear get washed away by this pulsing fear of you.
Give me his name.
Get fucked.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I mean, hey, he didn't say it.
I am going to make this a contested fear roll. I am going to say that On my end, it will be a straight roll, and you will add your charisma. And despite how frequently and emphatically in the DM roundtable I stated that I never fudge rolls, because I don't, I'm going to roll this one in Roll20 just so that you can all see it. That's pretty good.
Come on, Megan. Come on.
Just add charisma?
Mm-hmm.
You also have DM inspiration, I think.
It's 23. Natural 18.
Holy shit.
You see him grit his teeth and furrow his brow like he's being racked with pain.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even hear him open his mouth before in your mind, through the detect thoughts, you hear Adrexia Greaves.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
Fucking Megan. Oh my
And
god.
that is where we will take our break.
Holy
I will, as I hear that and as his fear fades real quick, I will lean forward and kiss him on the forehead.
death mark.
You. And I'll whisper in his ear, "You deserve nothing good in this world. And may the pain and suffering that you have caused on others haunt you and be done to you in this life and the next."
He is shaking and sobbing.
Good.
Please tell me you skip away.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a sachet.
As if- and we all
It's
leave
I
like
mean,
a,
there's still fucking black wings on her back with whatever she's doing.
I'll
we're
like
all-
wing whip him on the way out,
Okay.
like
As-
a
as-
As
skirt.
we're all like going out, and before the kind of door closes, Brightwing's just gonna look at him and be like, "Dr. Dressy spoke nothing but awe and respect and care for you, and asked me to make sure you were safe, and that is why I healed you. She will have nothing more but disappointment and shame in you. She'll leave."
You see him, shoulders heaving, visible tears hitting the ground as his head hangs low. And that is where we will take our break. coming back in. Inspector Kovac leaves the room with you, closes the door, turns to one of the guards that had been stationed there. Take him to a holding room. A secure one, please. And have 4 guards posted outside at all times and 1 in the room with him. He nods.
I don't want to be that person.
There's gonna be 5 dead guards. That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna lean into her, just kind of whispering. How much do you trust everyone in this building?
Deeply.
Do you have regulars that you actively trust to watch him? Please.
She pulls out a slip of paper, writes down a few things, and hands it to the guard. And then you guys head down the hallway a little bit where the other guard who ran up is standing and waiting. You had a report. Yes, ma'am. Apparently, there's a pair of night shift guards. Late night, early morning, several hours before dawn, saw a pair of large cloaked figures on horseback leaving the city, with a third horse loaded with goods, it seemed. The alarm had not yet been raised, and the guards didn't think twice about stopping or searching them. They're just leaving the city. They swapped out shortly after that and have been sleeping for a while, but a recent change was made and they're aware now. And when the report of the consortium was given, they identified what they had seen. There's no concrete evidence by any means, but it was 2 large figures not clearly identified, leaving very shortly, it sounds like, from the time frame after the attack. The East Gate. Thank you.
The warehouse was in the east, right?
Northeast.
Northeast.
Can we pull up the map?
The
Like just the map.
world map?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. On roll 20, so that we can.
Also, just as a person who lives here, do I know how much the guards get paid typically? Just a
Similar
standard
to
thing.
policemen. They're
Okay.
like middle class-ish.
Okay.
Food and board included in a lot of it, so that helps.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna give 4 gold to her. If that even sounds right, like I'm kind of trying to.
that's a lot of money. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna give them to her specifically, and just can you give them 2 each? That even if it's not exactly it, that's more than we could have ever asked for. Please.
She hesitates for a few moments.
It's a thank you from the family.
Understandable. Yes, I'll see it done.
Thank you.
I think it would be wise to go and... Nichols mentioned a warehouse in the northeast, yes?
Yeah.
And this seems to coincide. I think I'll be heading there. Do you want to come with?
Do you guys want to go? I don't know.
I think we should, but I also would just want to refrain caution. A lot just happened in the last few minutes. We might just need a break to take a breath so we have clearer minds when we are looking. That is only suggestion, though.
Well, the walk is several minutes. Fresh air, perhaps that would do you well.
Right. Yeah. If everyone's okay. I don't know if just getting out of here is gonna really matter at this point.
Are you okay?
Me?
Yes. You have every right not to be.
I feel better knowing I took the high road.
She's gonna give you a hug anyway.
I'm gonna grab Yasnib and pull him into it.
Take one large step back.
As the wings finally fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys head out after her?
Yeah.
Okay. As she leaves, she signals to 2 more guards to join. They fall in. And you guys walk. Initially, I think she takes you to the gate and briefly meets with the 2 guards who submitted the report, and goes over things with them, gives them the gold, and says it's from you. The only additional detail you get from that conversation is that one of the 2 figures on the horses looked bigger than the other by a significant amount, and that's really all that they have.
I think I'd thank him personally at that point.
Sure. They both just kind of nod. Well, we have a time frame and a radius of sorts, and he pointed in a particular neighborhood. I think we could probably do a quick search. Perhaps find this warehouse. Don't know if it would reveal much, but...
Well, we already know they're not there.
Very true. I'd like to cover the bases. There's by no means any... You're not obligated if you'd like to conduct your own business.
It tightens up the city's security. I'd like to be made aware of it.
All right.
Are we pursuing these people? Or are we searching the warehouse?
At this point, the only logical location they could be going to would be Ilmara. Could be any shack, hut, campsite, fort, anywhere in the woods in between.
We're supposed to meet with Rylus tomorrow.
So we need to stay here.
Yeah.
We could send word ahead. Or he could... I think he has the same thing. He's done it to me before. He could send word to the Shaded Wind, or... Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
His order?
Yes.
Yep.
And
At
they
least we
could
know
tell...
they're on horseback.
It could... We could have their description to every major hold in Kathos within an hour.
Do it.
You're having this conversation with her before she leaves? Or with her there, at least?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At that, she jumps in. That has already been handled.
Okay.
Every station of the Ivory Guard in every city, and I imagine it will be passed to the other realms as well, especially given their involvement, reportedly, in a number of shady dealings. Do you want to come with?
Eclipse, would you like one of us to be there?
I could go. We could all
I could go. But I think that your mother might need you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll head home. Let me know if you need anything.
May I speak to you before you leave?
I'm gonna go to the warehouse, but I suppose.
Before Eclipse leaves, I'll get close to her and whisper in her ear. Adrexia Graves.
Got it. I hope he never sleeps again.
We'll make sure she knows it was him.
Yeah.
Okay, who's going where?
Warehouse.
Talking to Yasna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's on warehouse crew? Okay, Brightwing and Eclipse, you're gonna go to the foreign war home.
Brightwing, I think you need to go with them. You're very good at spotting things.
I'm not very good at finding things, though.
What? I'd rather you find something obvious that they miss than something smaller that they don't.
Okay.
Okay. Eclipse, you head home?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna druid craft a flower for Eclipse before she leaves.
Okay.
Little
something.
Little something? Okay. All right. The rest of you head with Inspector Kovac. It's maybe 10-minute walk to the neighborhood that Cyrus had pointed out. I will say, if anybody wants to, they can roll an investigation check. Otherwise, you guys can help and give advantage to Inspector Kovac.
I'm
in finding
rolling.
this place. Okay.
I'm going to give that to Kovac.
I'm gonna roll.
I'm gonna keep my eyes out. 'Cause I'm not- Can I roll a
Oh!
perception check instead?
I mean, you can roll a perception check, but you're
I got a
mostly just going to be noticing
27.
buildings. Well, that's actually higher than Kovac. Oh, no, it's actually not.
I got a 23.
No, it is higher. She got a 26 of the natural 20.
I got a natural 19.
Damn.
I got a natural 19.
Okay.
I'm so
does-
stoked I didn't roll because it was going to be so disappointing.
It does not take long. You guys notice, you maybe spot one or two warehouses that you briefly case before finding out that either somebody's there and it's busy, or it's unlocked and open, and they clearly don't match the description. And then third place you find is this largely bare building, windows all covered from the inside, and a large double door with a padlock that's broken. And Kovac and Faye and Yasnib all kind of at the same time point this out. Seems like a better start than the others. She opens it. Opens the door fully. Light streams in. It is it's like a classic Indiana Jones type movie where there's a ton of boxes that are very nondescript and bunch of them have like sheets over them and stuff. You know, that warehouse kind of scene? It's kind of that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody inside. No light coming in from any of the windows because they're all curtained up. Only from the door. Let's tread carefully in case there's tracks we can find. But feel free to spread out. I'd like to cover this quickly. And I will have anyone who wants to roll another investigation check. Or you can give help to somebody else.
I'll give help and guidance to somebody.
Whomst.
I will inspire Kovac.
Okay.
I'll give it to Kovac.
Okay! We pumping!
I want to help Kovac, but I guess I'll just roll individually for funsies.
Okay.
Since
Say, how do you
everybody's...
inspire her?
I will reach into my disguise kit and pull out just to lighten the mood a little. Pull out a magnifying glass and a little fake mustache. In all the plays they use these. They might actually come in handy. I'm not sure.
Does that help you investigate?
I think it helps you get in the right headspace to investigate.
You need mustache to investigate.
It depends on who you ask.
As you say the right headspace, Inspector Kovac chuckles vocally. Doesn't take them from you, but there's a small smile left when she takes your inspiration, which is a D8?
Yes.
Okay.
I
And
got
a
26.
D4 from guidance?
And advantage.
And you got a 26 already? Holy shit, what is going on right now?
Or no, a 20. I don't know. I rolled a 17.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh my god.
Fucking pink dice. I don't know why I ever roll anything else.
Okay. You guys case this place. There is absolutely nothing of note left anywhere, except for footprints on the ground. It seems that entry was made, figures walked up to a point, and then walked away. And that is it. However, with those rolls, you see 3 pairs of footprints. One is relatively average-sized humanoid-looking boot. The other 2 have a different shape, a shape that is somewhat familiar from the tracks you found at the edge of the woods up near Sawfeld.
They don't have the arch in it, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Yeah.
They look more blocky.
Yeah.
Yep. And flat-footed. One pair is much larger than the other and is a good probably 1.5 feet in length. Which is also bigger than the one you found previously. But that's all you guys pick up with your very, very, very good rolls.
Let's say for funsies, after the magnifying glass mustache bit at the beginning, if there was a point that Brightwing had seen Yasnip and nobody else was around, he would suddenly have a curled mustache for a moment. Go away.
Mm-hmm. True. Okay.
I think as another quick aside, while the group is sort of split, Edwin will just kind of like ask Faye,
what exactly was it that you did? Like at the end there.
I scared the living shit out. And I got a
What?
name.
Got a fucking name?
I got a fucking name.
Are you saying this within earshot of Inspector Kovac?
it's all whispers.
Okay.
Damn it.
That's it.
Okay.
He's just in shock and awe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys turn back to the group, and Brightwing has a feather. Right here.
Amazing. Kovac, eventually. Well, I don't think we learned much. It all fits the story, at least. That's good to know. I think, probably sending crew out on the road, see if any clues can be picked up. Probably. But I think that's something for tomorrow. And the sun is pretty much setting at this point.
Yeah, I mean, after all, it's
7:42 p.m. Actually, it's probably more like 6:15.
there we go.
Yeah. Get wrecked me from 10 seconds ago. You're the only one who cares or knows that. I think we'll send out a party tomorrow, late in the morning. Does anybody want to be involved, or will you do that on your own?
We'll get in touch with you.
All right. Still at the Fournoir estate, mostly, if I need you.
Probably.
All right.
At least some of us.
Okay. Thank you all. I don't know where this would have gone without your help, but it almost certainly would not have gone this well. If you can call this well.
You can't.
I'll be in touch. She heads off. What would you all like to do?
Once wherever we're walking, I'm going to take out the what is it, like a jug or a cask that we got from Lily Olay?
It was a small cask.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that out and just set it up on a bench and like pour myself a little cup, put it back in the bag holding, and like offer everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Are you doing this in this warehouse, or are you walking and drinking?
I
We're just
intend to walk
walking
with my
an
cup.
open container. Yeah, you know.
It does not seem to be illegal in this city, from what you've seen.
They can try.
They can try.
Okay. All right. And heading back generally towards the Fournoir house or somewhere else?
I need an apple.
Are you saying that as Yasnip or Brian?
Well,
Or
I'm saying it's
both.
Brian, but Yasnip could also say it.
Okay.
I need to find some apples before we get back.
Why?
Apples.
Unfinished business.
You are so cryptic and shady.
I
Like,
try.
Evidently, yes. You don't make your case any better for yourself.
Is my case poor?
what?
Is my case poor?
I understood.
I got it too.
I heard pool.
I heard pool, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Anyone care for a swim?
I've already
Yeah,
done
with
that.
this heat, yes, I would actually.
Mm.
True.
Yes. Unequivocally, yes.
And what do you think that my case might be?
Well, that's actually part of the problem. We don't know.
If I find you an apple, will you tell me why you need it?
Of course.
I'm finding a fucking apple.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check, and Faye roll an investigation check. Possibly also Yasnip if you're looking for an apple.
Oh yeah, I'm looking for an apple.
22.
Not great. 15.
Guys, you've been missing it the whole time. His patron is Crater. Like, just get it together.
It's valid. It's valid.
Okay. Faye, you are able to spot as you're walking there's like a section of road that seems to be a bunch of small carts selling things, and one of them has fruit. You can get an apple for 1 copper.
I will hand them a silver and say, can I have a lot of apples?
A 10.
You didn't hear me. I need every apple you have.
Yep. 10 apples are handed to you in a small little wicker basket, which you get as part of the 10 buy 10 get 1 wicker basket.
Yeah! Oh, I love those types of
One of the
farmers
apples is
market.
white because it's a premium apple.
Ah.
Mm-mm.
I'll turn back towards Yasnip.
Do you want me to tell you, or would you like to see?
Leah knows.
I think I've seen enough invisible things today.
Well, I have to give Remy 15 gold somehow. I made a promise.
Oh my god.
And I will start cutting apples very, very poorly and shoving gold coins into them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to cast Flock of Familiars and summon 4 owls and have them fly them to Remy's office.
Oh my gosh.
And drop them on her step.
Okay, I will have you DM that to Halia just so that she knows.
I'll do that later.
Or is it office hours though?
No, it's
No, it is
Not
not
yet.
her office
It's
hours.
not
Stumble
there.
upon, like,
They're gonna
browning
be brown.
apples.
Hey, I just said they get there.
Amazing. Okay. Anything else on your way back?
I'll follow up with the comment from Eadwin. You may not think it, but I am a man of my word.
No
Okay.
one questions that, but the words that you weave are just squiggly wiggly.
Bullshit.
Nothing bullshit about them.
No, sorry. They're not bullshit in that they're not truthful. They're bullshit as in they don't give us any information.
Do we seem so untrustworthy to you?
Not fully.
Love the vote of confidence.
I just don't like being looked at as a conduit for senses of entitlement.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't use entitlement.
Perhaps the less that you worry about not knowing, the sooner I'll be able to tell you.
I need to roll a deception check real fast. so Brightwing doesn't give anything away with her looks.
We have not good insight, so you're probably okay.
I mean, her deception's not very good either, I don't think, but...
I rolled a natural 18 actually, so.
Okay, then you're great.
She's fine for the once. She's lying for you.
I will turn around with my glass in hand and standing about 5 feet in front of you, just start falling backwards.
I'll catch her.
5 feet in front of him?
I mean, I'm almost 6 feet tall.
I'm fucking quick, so let's be real.
Roll a dexterity check just for fun.
Playing dexterity, or is this technically acrobatics? Because
This is not acrobatics.
Okay.
No, this is not acrobatics.
17.
Okay, you're easily can catch her.
I'll look up and say, like, I trust you.
I'm not gonna fall and make you catch me, but
I don't think both of us together could catch you.
probably not. But
I'll lift Faye back up to her feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I don't need anything else. I want to know what it is. I want to know what it's like to be considered trustworthy by you. I'll learn it if I have to. But it feels kind of sad. Feeling like we're not.
well, but see, this is the part where he pipes up and says, "You'll find out what it is that makes me trust you once you do it, and then, you know."
No. It's not a sense of not trusting you. It's protection for me.
I mean, I know I'm very scary.
Mm.
But I wouldn't hurt
Evidently.
you. Did you smell urine?
Yeah. Yes.
I think there was something far worse than urine. My secrets hold a lot of weight.
That would be a 6 with deception.
You're gonna start to see a grimace from Brightwing if she tries to bottle up something. Maybe gas.
No, she. I think she just physically like turns around and just goes like this, like just tries to like not to her face.
Yep.
Subtle.
Look, you've got to let one loose. Let one loose. It's not a big deal. Outside. It's well ventilated. Like,
I'll cast a gust up underneath it then.
Damn!
oh gosh, holy shit! Wow. Yeah.
Make a strength save.
Oh my gosh!
I'll stand there as if I'm going to catch him.
I truly do look forward to the day.
Well, until then, we have an evening. We have wine. We are in one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. What shall we do?
Quite frankly, I'm thinking about too many things at once. I need some time to process, to get things lined back up, and then prepare for Rylus.
Is the sheath open right now?
The sheath's always open. The real question you should be asking yourself is whether or not anybody in the sheath is fucking awake.
6 p.m.? I'm sorry,
6:23.
6:27. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
We got night shift people, which is all of them.
I might need something melted down.
Yeah, that easily done.
Cool.
I think I'm going to go try to make dinner for the Vanhoffelen family. If it's not already prepared, I figured have much more bigger things to worry about.
I'll give her the 3 apples I didn't cut up.
Make apples with these.
I'm going to chug the rest of my whatever's left in my mug.
Mug chug.
Yeah, mug chug. I say, well, I need to be around some life for a little bit. I'll hang my mug from my belt and I'll pull out my lute and I'll start walking down the street and I will sing I've got your back now, I'm coming with you. Twilight Heralds, count me in.
Hell yeah.
There's a story at the end of this adventure and I'm the pen. I just kind of...
Guys, we have our anime opening.
And I'm gonna
Hell yeah.
Shit, that's great.
I'll follow her with the hand drum. Why not?
Okay.
I'll just follow with my arms crossed because I have no instruments.
Mm-hmm. Are you making your way in this lovely musical ensemble towards the sheath?
I think 3 of us, because I think Brightwing's going back to the...
Yeah.
I'm a
But
band
you
with the
3
sheep at this point. I mean, I'll go wherever Faye's going.
Faye, where are you going? I guess.
I didn't have a direction in mind.
We're just
Okay.
walking.
Sounds good.
Edwin, do you want to try to help direct her towards the sheath, or do you not care?
If you start going to a place, then I'll probably follow you. But if I'm in the front, then I'm just gonna walk.
Everyone's
Sounds like
following
you're in the
each
front.
other. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We're Pied Pipering this
I
shit.
think Brightwing stays behind for a second because she's trying to remember which way to go to the front warehouse and just sees, not be in line.
Yep.
And as the marching band kid, I know what this looks like, and it's just really funny to me.
Okay, and you go to the Farnmore house?
Yeah.
Okay. For the heck of it, Faye, roll a D100.
If there's any boxes or like fences in the path, he's getting up on them with the hand drum, keeping up behind. Just he's going around drawing attention as much as he can.
51.
51? Okay. Your next hour or so is mostly just winding and wandering. You do end up in the portion of the city that the sheath is in if you guys want to go there. And at various points throughout this, little kids fall in line and like toddle along. Some of them clap a little bit to the music or to the drum beat. And then as soon as they're noticed or eyed by any of you, they run away.
Or like prestidigitation and like put little lights around their feet so it looks like they have light up shoes. Yeah.
They are overwhelmed by what is happening in this display.
Yeah.
Eclipse, is there anything specific that you want to do at home or just being with the family?
Well, I guess the real question is, what are they doing when I get home? Like, what's the vibe when I get home?
Luna's not there.
Okay.
And as soon as you talk to your mom, she tells you she's at the consortium, as she has been like 23 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
Your mom is making herself busy in ways that you can tell she's already gone through 7 times, like cleaning things, but the house looks as the cleanest it's been in years.
Yeah.
Just seemingly trying to stay busy.
Yeah.
Are your friends coming home? I could start dinner.
I don't know how many of them, but yeah, I mean, I can help. I can also go tag out Luna if you want. It's kind of up to you.
Well, I'm torn. I believe she needs it, but I get the growing sense you may not be here for long, and I'd like to have as much time with you as I can.
Yeah. Okay.
She'll be all right. Okay. You guys start getting things together. Brightwing eventually shows up and helps. Other trio, do you go to the sheath or do you just wind through the city aimlessly?
Aimless tonight.
Okay. How late are you out?
Roll a d6 for the time in the morning.
I mean, if everybody's down.
I got a 3.
Okay, 3 a.m. You probably at some point, whether because you've ran out of the Olay wine
We
or
wouldn't
because
have-
you want something else.
Yeah,
you don't
I
use it all.
wouldn't
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
I'll pop
Special.
out
Stop
a
by
bottle.
a tavern or two. Probably end up pub crawling it to a degree if you're staying out till 3 a.m.
We will polish off my bottle of cucumber scumble.
Ooh.
Word. Anything else that anyone wants to do of you three during the night's festivities?
I don't know. I think it's just fun. I just picture a montage of 3 very unlikely friends. I kind of like it. Like it's just like of all of the trios. I don't think the 3 of us have spent time together, so I think there's a little bit of reveling in that and a little bit of reveling in just the success and the being alive and the just take a deep breath before things get serious again. So I think I would have probably some quiet moments amongst all of the hubbub and just kind of like watch the 2 of them like bickering a little bit and just kind of have that like private quiet smile to myself.
Do you do any like put a hat out busking either in a tavern or on the streets at all?
I mean, I was probably like I would imagine there's some like up on the table situation at one point or another, closer towards like the 1 a.m. part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get on the table and start dancing, you would find a second version of you with a similar looking lute dancing in circles around you.
Oh.
And as you do one move, it
How
mimics it
realistic?
with the other way. Casting Silent Image.
Okay.
I thought you changed yourself for a second. I was like, bro, did you just
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's how it comes out.
That's the reveal.
Okay.
In
okay.
Yasnip's clothes.
Okay.
That's a Silent Image.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, notably as the night progresses, Aedwin would have only taken the initial drink. He would not have partaken in the rest of the pub crawl. And in much of the downtime in between certain events, he would just be thinking.
Okay. All right. I will throw out, and anyone else is welcome to. For some reason, when you said the montage, the one scene that I saw in my mind was like one tavern keeper really late at night, like pushing you guys out a door, and all of you just like double birdsing away.
Is there a point like for Aedwin, are you staying out for the full time frame or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Somebody's got to
Just quietly.
supervise you, chuckle fucks.
There will be, at some point in this montage, Faye and Yasnip laughing and Aedwin being like, "What the fuck's going on?" And there's 2 pikes with like cartoon-looking character heads
Damn.
on top of it, like behind him as another type of silent image. This is probably late into the night.
Yeah.
What? Seriously, what is it?
Oh, nothing. You know, just
I'll pull out the mustache and just put it on.
Yep. Okay. Eclipse, Brightwing, you guys make a dinner for 7-ish and end up having way more food than is necessary as no one comes home. including Luna. No, by the time you guys go to bed, she's still at the consortium. She probably stops in at like 10, grabs some cold food, and then heads back. But eventually, everyone at different times makes their way to sleep.
I would say we probably go back to the sheath and not the Fornoir house.
Okay.
So we're not like stumbling into Eclipse's mom's house.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'll use my if I realize we're gonna be out for a while, I'll use my Pearl of Power to regain a spell slot and cast Sending to Brightwing, and just be like, "We're not coming back tonight. We will be at the sheath. Good evening."
It's 3 a.m.
Yep. You are woken up at 2:30 a.m. 2:45.
And it's like very like over enunciated, like
it's
like mom talking into the phone on speakerphone.
Uh-huh. Do you reply?
That speech to text gotta get it somehow.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Which one of us is drunk here?
Yeah, the night passes.
I would say before like Brightwing falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to pray to the wilds.
Okay.
And get into a meditated state and pray to them, and specifically pray for the kids that were taken. Please keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
Eclipse's dad, please keep him safe. And whatever this plot is, please give me the strength and the clarity to figure it out with my friends.
Okay. I get the sense that Brightwing probably sleeps with the window open most often.
Yeah.
When you finish praying and go to get in bed, the otherwise cool night, there's a small warm breeze that blows through the room. And you guys take a long rest. Following morning, when do you Chucklefucks wake up? Or when would you wake up? Let me ask it that way.
Well, if you guys got back to the sheath at 3 a.m.
My con save was a 6.
Oh gosh.
Wait.
So
you conked. Also, everyone was exhausted. The only reason you were able to stay up to 3 a.m. probably was the alcohol and the adrenaline from the day. Okay, then I will say that none of you are awake at the moment that Faye you hear in your mind. I'm here. Where should we meet?
You're still muted, but it's okay.
I can help
Oh.
if you talk to Brightwing.
He just hears back. Edward, is this safe for Rylas?
What?
The Scarlet,
That's not Edward.
the Scarlet Sword sheath.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're here.
Amazing. Okay.
And I'll message Eclipse.
Yep.
Rylas is in town. He's coming to the sheath if you would like to attend.
I'm on my way.
for the record, Eclipse, you've been up for like 3 hours, given the fact that it's 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Have eaten breakfast with Brightwing and your mom, and have been twiddling your thumbs waiting for the group.
Yeah. That's. God, I hate how familiar this is.
It was there.
Okay.
Is there like a hobby that Eclipse's mom does? Because
You know, I like to think that she's kind of into. It's like bouquet making, kind of a thing. It's either like that or it's very
or like a bonsai tree.
Yeah. So it's very like floral stuff.
Yeah.
And it's either that or like cross stitching kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's very like hands artsy.
Whatever hobby she has, Brightwing is doing it with her.
I think the bonsai tree and stuff would be rad.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
And there's a garden in the back with
Yeah.
some flowers, and you can help her with that as well.
Yep.
But 10 a.m.-ish rolls around, and Eclipse comes to get you, as apparently the group has been contacted.
Rylus is here, so we're gonna go meet up. You wanna come with?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much for showing me your garden.
It's lovely to have somebody to do it with. Thank you.
I will say this particular plant is more with half shade, half sunlight instead of full sunlight.
You know, I was misled on that, I think, by a book at some point. Thank you. I'll change it up.
Go with Eclipse.
Alright. You guys head to the sheath. You actually probably get there right around the same time as Rylus.
You see him like down
Yeah.
the street?
Why the heck not? You guys show up at the door at the same time.
Good. That way nobody knows what we look like on the inside.
No, we've had time.
Where's the rest?
They're staying here. We kind of.
Understood. All right.
House is kind of small.
He pounds on the door. Probably Ndani opens it. Sees the two of you with him. Yeah, they're in there. Hopefully the coffee helped. Lets all the three of you in.
Before that they got there, I would have taken, if you'd allow, like as soon as I'm woken up, I would have taken the dagger that was originally given to me by Eclipse, and I would have cut the binding off and brought it to the blacksmith. And gave him like a little piece of paper that shows some metallic shapes and asked him to turn it into those shapes.
Okay. He takes it, acknowledges, tells you it'll probably be the better part of the day before we can get it back to you.
That's fine.
Okay. Does seem to give you some priority and respect, because it appears that that is something granted to your whole group at this point here. But Rylus comes in, finds you all seated, finishing up breakfast probably. Can we talk here, or do we need to go somewhere more secluded?
Quiet's good.
Private would be better.
We can get a room on loan. Need be.
Let's do it.
All right.
How my passive insight? How is the three of you doing? Like,
So Edwin just looks a bit tired.
yeah.
Mhm.
He's doing okay though.
Finn,
Chuckle
yes.
Fox?
The chuckle.
My con save was an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
And Yazis was a 6.
Yeah.
They look hungover
Right.
and also tired.
Right, we're just gonna go up to them. I think we probably need to be at our best. Do you mind? It can help.
No, Brightwing. They deserve this.
This isn't the time to punish them for having fun.
Yeah, okay, fine.
It's fine.
I'll cast Lesser Restoration on both of them.
Okay. Spell slots
my
getting
God.
thrown around right now.
Magical
Alright.
Excedrin.
Yep. Mark those off.
Okay.
Both of you
Harder to say no to it next time.
still feel tired and a bit groggy, but the pulsing headache and the light sensitivity is gone. Fortunately, the room that you all go to is lamplit and interior, so not too bad anyways. Ryla sits you guys down. Pulls out from a pack that he has slung over his shoulder a chunky sack, sets it on the table. You hear the sound of coin. That's if your information's good enough. What did you learn?
So, it all started a few days ago.
Yesterday.
And you recount?
Yesterday?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
The attack or general stuff? The attack was
Yesterday
2 nights
morning.
ago.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah, kind of yesterday morning. / 2 nights ago.
And we
counts.
recount the events.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you leave out? All the way through the Cyrus interrogation.
I will
none
write
of-
the
The
name,
name? I'm
down.
assuming the name.
Yeah, don't say it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it out loud. I will write it down
I think the
when
other
I get to that point.
I would probably have Brightwing do detect magic to make sure we're not being scryed on.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I would also leave out anything that goes back to the swords.
Hmm.
I'll do that ritually. So we
Okay.
sit for 10 minutes to.
Oh,
So-
the links of where they got the items.
Age, when your suspicions and your conversation with...
Yeah, so not
Okay.
necessarily the suspicion of where they got the items, but the potential higher involvement.
Yeah,
thing. I'm not going
So
to.
you
Concrete,
mentioned
just
the
concrete info
Yes.
Magical
you
items that
mentioned
were
the
used.
reported theft at
from
the
Red
hold,
Forge.
but not
Yes.
your suspicions about what else could be involved.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Do we
Anything else
include
that's left
Faye
out?
dying?
Yes.
I already told him.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
right, that was in the first one. Yep.
Yeah. That's how we
Yeah.
proved we had first-hand fucking, like, contact.
Yeah. And I'll show him the scar.
Yeah, we're not
Mhm.
hiding that. Not for
And then-
sure. Okay.
Can't think of anything else.
Well, at the
I
very
don't
end, I'll write the
I don't
name
see
down.
anything right with detect magic. before we
I'm
do this?
still just.
Okay, cool.
I'll slide it across the table.
Okay. Probably a little before this point, when you talked about the report of the figures leaving the city, he will finally slide the sack your direction. Sounds like we need to pursue a thread, at least to find a direction, but with the amount that you were able to gather, I think this is fitting. Let's go with it. Conversation continues. You get to that point, you slide the note over to him, which just has Adrexia agrees written on it.
One with the context of the interrogation.
Do any of the ones that don't know that name get to see that?
I mean, as long as there's no scrying, then I could leave it face up on the table.
Brightwing does detect magic, and I'm assuming Brightwing, you communicate, you see nothing. Okay.
I still hesitate to say it out loud in a building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that
So you slide it
name
over and
spark
leave it
anything?
face up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does
And
the
you
name trigger at all?
you
for any
left
of
you
us?
set some groundwork
He's
of how you got that information.
Yes.
Okay. So basically everything else you guys give as it happened.
Smells and all.
Okay. Anyone who sees a name can roll a history check.
Do get
I
to
never
do this
asked
with
to roll a history.
advantage? Because of my
Your background and your
points?
sketchy
my
tendencies.
backgrounds.
Holy shit. What?
No,
Whoa.
it would not apply in this instance.
Balls.
I didn't expect that.
Edwin knows nothing.
I knows nothing.
4.
9.
5.
Hey.
I rolled a natural 20.
I did too.
I don't think Brightwing. I don't know, Matt.
Yeah, you would either have disadvantage or honestly not even be able to make the roll.
Okay.
I will say you can't even make the roll.
Okay,
You-
about to say.
Brightwing would definitely never have heard
So,
anything.
so basically, Leah robbed all of the energy from the rest of us.
Yeah,
is what's
yeah.
happening.
Mm.
All right.
Eclipse, what
Cool,
did you
cool,
roll?
cool,
I rolled
Sorry.
a natural 20 for a 23.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. You, on hearing it from Faye yesterday, did not... It was like maybe you'd kind of heard it at some point in the past, but it wasn't important enough for you to remember, or it wasn't relevant. So you didn't clock it, and there was also a lot going on yesterday. Then this paper is slid over. Rylus looks at it. And
I will say, for DM discretion, the natural 20 doesn't mean you have to tell me everything, Matt.
oh, I know.
Yeah,
This is
I'm just
less-
like,
this is less
it's
about
not
when
an
I'm telling
auto
you,
win.
this is more
I
about
just want you to
Rylus.
have that.
No.
It's
Yeah.
always the great thing when the DM goes back and goes to the first
Yeah,
step.
I'm just kind of like,
that's,
it doesn't have to be taken as an auto success. Do with that what you will. Like, it
What was the total?
was a 23.
Okay.
big.
You don't remember anything until Rylus says something. And then as soon as you do, it's like when you have something on the tip of your tongue and then there's a clue that clicks it in and you click it in. He reads the name. All of you have enough passive insight to see eyes go wide, verbal intake of breath, scoots away from the table.
Uh-oh.
Takes hands on the table, like pushes himself away.
It's the bad guy.
Takes several seconds staring. And there's like even a small bit of pallor to his skin. This is not the Rylus any of you have ever seen. He is one of the most composed, untouchably stoic people that you've run across.
I have a very important question in this exact moment.
Yes.
I'm assuming he's been writing this whole time.
He has been moving his
Did
finger.
he stop when he read the name?
He stops. The second he reads it, the finger stops moving, and it's part of pushing. And he says, Atrexia Greaves is the Drycar of Dunamancy in the Archesian Order. And that is where we will leave this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, Brightwing wouldn't know that.
No, she would not. Oh my.
Did he write down that he said that?
He has not started moving his finger again.
Shit just got real deep. Oh no. Oh,
When
no.
Rylus stops writing,
Yeah.
it gets
Not good.
real.
Wow, you guys.
Holy shit.
That was a session and 3/4.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, favorite moments.
Faye got a name! That's my favorite.
Faye did get it.
I got a name.
But for real, like that entire mode, everyone had those big
Yeah.
fucking mentions, like those drops. Like it was
Yeah.
the entire thing that Faye had done at the end. The the passion in the talk of being able to take over a magic user without magic from Eclipse.
Yeah.
We're writing your obituary from fucking Eowyn. Those were baller. They were so good.
Yasnip lost his temper.
That was crazy.
I was like,
waiting.
I was
I
like,
waited so much.
I'm
The
assuming there may
sheer
be.
cut from Brightwing at the end.
that
Yeah.
was,
Oh.
yeah,
That was
Yeah.
That was what needed to happen.
the parting words.
I will jump in briefly. There may be more after, but since this one was brought up, I echo what Brian just said. That was insane by all of you. And I don't think that the role or the potential would have been there at the end without almost every piece of it setting up and getting to that point. But that use of the shroud and the question probably makes my top 5 D&D moments in any campaign that I've ever seen. That name was not getting to you guys ever, or at least not for a long ass time, or until you found the person, if you ever found them. There is absolutely no realm in which you should know this information at this point of the campaign. And that was unbelievable use of both roleplay and feature together. That fucking insane. So, well done, Megan. And well done, everybody else in that whole scene.
The moment the words left your mouth that Faye had become his greatest fear,
Yep.
my brain fucking exploded.
Yep.
Because I was like, she had to have known!
Yep. And the
For 6
best
seconds.
one of the best parts about that is that I went through that whole encounter knowing that he would never give up this name. And in that moment, playing him, being him, I didn't even recognize what me saying that would mean or what door would open. And that allowed Megan to do that. And that was super cool because if I wasn't so deep into him and I was trying to play like big brain DM, I might not have said that. But because it was true and that's where he was, it made that possible. And yeah, crazy. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do because this is wild.
We are not a high enough level to take on the Drakkar of Dunamancy, let's say that, but we have a name.
Any others?
No.
No. I mean,
Oh, aside from my rolling of the 6 for Megan and then tossing it next to my door
Oh,
and
yeah,
having
what
it
was that
roll
for?
a fucking 1.
Do we
Don't
not
worry
get to know?
about
Okay.
But even beyond just the talk, like even beyond the RP, the fact that it actually fucking happened,
Yeah.
like catching that guy,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was
also
saying.
absolutely huge.
We all were like, okay, so first off, we all had a plan outright.
Yep.
Okay, Brightwing cast silence,
and it
and
got
we comes in, and then it just went out the window the second the game
Yep.
started. And we're all like, well, we're just gonna
Yeah.
try.
I genuinely gave up. I'm
It
not
was
even
I was
kidding.
like-
super.
I
It
gave
was
up.
super funny because it was like, okay, I'll just cast Burning Hands,
Yeah.
and then it was like, okay, Faye's gonna cast Art of Arrow, and then Brian was like, and then it was like, oh wait, he's throwing the dagger, and then it was like, oh wait, the spike growth for the concentration, and then it was like, oh wait, he failed the and it was just like this,
Yeah.
like, oh, what the fuck.
Yeah.
Everything happened perfectly.
If his turn had come up without Eclipse getting to him, he had a Misty Step.
He was-
He would have been able to Misty Step probably in a direction that wasn't the direction you thought he was going,
Yeah.
and very likely would have been out.
Yeah. We had
And
one round.
instead, not only did you catch him, but you interrogated the shit out of him and got a piece of information you absolutely should not have.
I am proud also of the wording on the suggestion
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
that was effectively I don't often like
Nitpick.
struggle in the moment when phrasing things like that in character to get all
same.
of the everything. And I was really... I spent that entire time with the silence, and I'm kind of grateful for the moment that we had with that to think of like the wording of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you will answer all of her questions and you will tell the truth. And like being able to feed that through her, and like I knew the stipulation of it, but like, man, that was clutch. And even the read that we got off of him not wanting to answer certain questions, and like how obvious it was of like how important that was huge, because you wouldn't have got that without like a zone of truth or something, you know. Even then they can choose not to answer.
So my favorite thing is not something that was on screen or said. It was more the thought process that Brightwing was going through the entire time, of hearing such praise and regard from someone that cared and loved him in a way, of her being like, he's probably just misguided, he's probably also this thing, I'm gonna trust this judgment that this person has, to it absolutely her seeing one of the most disgusting people she's ever met. And like that whole shift of like, especially when she's like, do you know the kids, and him being like, yes, like her, I feel like that's when like that cold like twist of knots of just being like, I can't believe someone would even admit to doing that, like,
let alone be proud of it.
Yeah. I will throw in right there, I super appreciated and enjoyed Jess coming in that moment and being like, Eclipse, as the only non-caster in this group, is hearing what he's saying. Because there are people in the world who would like latch on to this ideal, and that's why he exists. That's why there's someone else he works with allying with him who exists. Like, there are arguments to be made. Obviously there are plenty of arguments to be made against, and he was shut down for that reason. But Eclipse being like, or really Jess being like, Eclipse gets something about where he's coming from. Not that she agrees or anything, but I thought that was really well added. And was like,
was it like the agreement was the understanding of how that can be a good thing?
It was the curiosity and the rage. Because like I said, she's been growing up with Remy almost her whole life as someone who is frantically researching where magic comes from. So it was so infuriating to sit there and listen to somebody be like, but there weren't people, but there wasn't a way, but there was no knowledge, there was nothing. Bitch, you registered with the woman capable of helping you. And this is what you did?
And Brightwing doesn't understand his argument to the same degree as Eclipse does. Not because she's not a caster, because she comes from a society where half the people are casters, half the people are non-casters, and they live perfectly together, and they all have
a role.
They all have a role, they all have a place. So she was like, I don't understand what you're meaning.
Well, even think back to the entire fight. I don't have any magic.
That
man had me completely outclassed. And then to turn around and preach that you could fix everything with it.
Well, and it's like, even in societies, it like there are societies where there is not, like, people are not all magic users, and people are okay because they care about each other. Like, the access to magic does not replace empathy, does not replace because even just because
power.
Right, just because you give more people access to magic doesn't mean they're going to use it for benevolent things.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that another piece that's really good to think about too is look at what happened to Yasnip, to Brightwing, to Faye, to Eowyn when Silence was up. Our dynamic changes, and that shows the power of also having that ability to do what Eclipse does, because in that moment she was still at full power. She was ready to go. And because of that, like, so many other things took effect, and that's just huge. It really is.
I mean, even still, like, and also, like, I have limited spell slots. Everyone has limited spell slots. It runs out. It's not.
Missiles don't run out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would do, though.
it was just a cool perspective because again, Eclipse is it's such a better character to play because even down to the we're not the jury, that wasn't said out of just anything. It was not a justification. It's that's not our job. We did our job, and we did our job well.
Yeah,
he's
Brightly
breathing and in
particularly
custody.
Appreciate you saying that because she still feels terrible about what happened with the bandits because it did feel like we were judge, jury, and executioner in that regard. But the fact that you said we're not, we did our job and we lived it at that. She was like, okay, great.
I mean, we were called by an inspector of the city on a serious matter involving much higher things than us.
Yeah.
They were not some bitches on the road that wronged us.
Yeah.
It was a man that needed to be in custody and dealt with. Completely different situation.
We can certainly keep talking session-wise afterwards, but any other specifically favorite moments before we wrap up? I will throw out, answering my own question, I continue to appreciate you guys weaving in lighthearted stuff amidst all this. Like the mustache stuff, the drunken revelry night. I think that it's important for the characters. Maybe more important for the characters than the players. And so I think that's great whenever, and it's natural. It feels natural, not forced. And I think that's cool. You guys killed it this session.
Yeah, that's my other favorite moment. It's just the progression of the mustache joke was really funny.
Yep. Okay.
I like to get out of the way so those can happen.
Oh. No.
We're going to drag you into it next time.
Facts! All right. We will wrap up the official episode there. And pick up in some fucking new territory next time.
Who freaking knows?
Adios.